Welcome back to Thionvillois. We are here in France at the EFRA 1/10th IC Track Euros for 2024, and we are just about to start round 2 of qualifying. So we'll let these guys get started while everyone is getting situated here. So in this heat, and this is a heat, this is a qualifying heat, round 2, and we'll catch up on what's happening just after I run through the drivers in this one. So we've got Super Bob Harley, Gunter Reitbauer, Omer Sahin, Dorik Turkay, Katka Vasikova, Karel Krejcik, Vasilis Lekardis, Xavier Raboteur, Ali Khan Kallis, Haluk Soyurik, and Michael Katzmeyer. So quite a spread of countries ranging from the UK to Turkey and all across the European Union, all the European nations represented. So yes, we are finally back on track after a very, very wet morning. Greeted us here 8 a.m. We've been waiting for engines to be going and the track So you can see the drivers, or well, the mechanics, I should say, in the pits, and the car is headed out. And there's our main camera view following the first car to be coming out. This is 2 minutes of warm-up, and then followed by 4 minutes of qualifying running. Full speed, everyone on their own clock. So this is just warm-up. It's just the first very, very slow laps that are underway. And we'll have the faster and faster groups come out all the way up to Group 6, which includes our current TQ. Of Dario Balestre running his Infinity, his max power Infinity car. So, what has happened? Well, lots and lots of rain, basically. It's prompted many rounds of... we did have some cars on the track before this today, before our compulsory lunch break, and we'll get into all that. But yesterday we did have a round of qualifying, so a little bit earlier than anticipated, basically. But that was because we knew that there was a lot of very wet weather coming. So we got one dry round in yesterday, and according to the published and established EFRA rules, that requires all the further remaining rounds, as far as I understand. I might have that very slightly wrong. EFRA rules are on the EFRA.ws website. So I did have a look through those earlier. But it does require all the remaining rounds to be run in the dry. Of course, if rain were to fall down halfway through this round, the round would be declared basically just deleted, which is kind of a waste of everyone's time. So the idea is that EFRA officials wanted everybody to wait for the track to be declared dry, which it is. So you can see they're running the white wheels, which are the hot race spec or control tire for the weekend. Those are the dry tires. The wet tires are very, very, very soft foam, but on black wheels, black carbon-infused wheels, which, to be fair, is pretty cool. Yeah, there we are. It's kind of caught up. That's what happened yesterday. And today we arrived at the track. Again, lots of rain overnight. Rain when we got here. Rain continued, and rains stopped at about 9 or 10 a.m. But the track was very, very wet. So there were some rounds of timed practice that drivers could go out and get their bearings. However, not very many people took advantage of that because they were basically waiting for this, which is what we've got. We were going to see if we could get a round of qualifying in before our lunch break, which is an enforced compulsory, meaning we must do it, break from 12 noon to 2 p.m., and that is because there are some... there's a housing area that's close to the track, and that means the club is required to not run between 12 and noon at any time. Of course, you might notice it's before 2 p.m. French time, Central European time, but I can only assume that some sort of dispensation has been made for the track to just, fudge the time slightly once or twice every now and then. But anyway, Dario Balestre and Jelle Groskamp, Infinity team drivers, both of them, were the only drivers to get into the 15-lap mark yesterday. Everyone else, I think Dario ended up with a 15 laps in 4:03 yesterday. You can see that on myrcm.ch, which is the live timing that we're pulling our information from there. You can see. I'm not quite sure who cars 12 and 13 are, but we'll get there. At the moment, fastest drivers in this one are projected to hit 12 laps in 4:09. So a few laps off the pace, but that's okay. So welcome to everybody who has joined us here, whether you're watching us on the RC Racing TV YouTube or Facebook channel, or on the EFRA YouTube or Facebook channel. We are here thanks to EFRA. We are the EFRA official media partner of the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles, which oversees all of the sanctioned racing in the UK, across Europe, and each country and region has its own. So RC federations, so the British, German, French, Dutch, etc., all have their own particular RC federations that oversee the racing in their country, and then they all join and vote and decide on rules and everything, and become EFRA. So this is the 2024 EFRA European Championships for 1/10 scale Nitro touring cars, or as it's officially known, IC Track. So thank you to everyone who is joining us in the chat. Hi there, guys. I'm about to start work. Have fun. Well, we hope we will. We hope we will. Mrs. Young, one of our many RCTV heroes. Thank you very much for joining us, Mrs. Young. 01. Yes, Nitro Touring Car time. We hope everyone is having a great day. Greetings from Adelaide, South Australia. Well, good day. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie, or, you know, whatever you do in the wintertime, actually, because you're actually coming into winter, aren't you? Good day from Australia. This is Fast Rocco 14. And Luciano Aquino says, "Oh, my lord, do modelismo 1/10 Nitro, no Europeo." I'm assuming that is saying yay for Nitro model car racing. Yes, of course. Andrei Lakowski says, "Hello from Poland." Hello back to you, everyone from Poland and across Europe and across the US and across Australia and wherever you happen to be watching us in the galaxy. Thank you very much for joining us. Kagan T saying, well, there's 6 Turkish flag emojis. So yes, there are lots and lots of Turkish racers here. Actually, if you watched the EFRA live stream on Facebook yesterday, you will have seen, there's quite a good number of Turkish racers. There's actually more Turkish racers here than there are Italians. Can you believe that? Italy is like literally the home of Nitro racing, and especially Nitro on-road racing. But there's only officially 3 Italians here. There's a lot more Italians in the pits. I'll tell you that. Massimo, Dario is surrounded on both sides by Massimo, his mechanic, and Massimo, his engine tuner from Max Power. There's also Mr. Ilesi, who has kindly provided me with an espresso to help keep me going and keep me awake. So I'm going to expect more and more espressos during the day and the weekend to keep us going here. Koyoshi Kelly says, "Freeze is what we do in the winter." Thanks for the great coverage as usual, guys. So thank you very much for joining us. I'm assuming you're joining us from Australia. So we have so many Australian racers that are racers and racing fans that join us. We do really appreciate you guys chiming in and joining us. We love to see all of the people saying hello from around the world, no matter where you are. Torsten Mueller says, "Hello, everybody. Hello, RCTV. Hello, guten Tag, I'm assuming." Torsten. Gabriel Danor says, "Very low grip." Well, it is very low grip, but it's a lot more grip than they had about 3 or 4 hours ago. Kevin Szczesny. Sorry, I'm really bad with the names that start with SZ. Hello from Germany. Guten Tag to you as well, Kevin. Right, so at the very beginning of the broadcast, you saw a couple of little adverts that we've got there. So we do want to say thank you very much to our associate members for EFRA, who help guide and bring this coverage to you from around Europe. We also want to say very much a huge thank you to X-Ray Lens Bodies and RCXX.shop. Thank you very much for joining us, or thank you very much for helping us bring all of you lovely viewers our free coverage from the European Championships. Koyoshi Kelly saying he's from, or they're from Hervey Bay, Queensland. I'm guessing Hervey Bay is not the gigantic bay that's at the top of Australia. I'm not sure where Hervey Bay is. And it's not the Bay of Biscay, is it? Is it Cook Bay? I can't remember. I know Captain Cook did stuff around Australia. I can't remember. I'm working on it. I'm working on my geography, but at the moment I'm concentrating on my language lessons. So anyway, we're back into qualifying. Let's see what the timing says. We're in Heat 2 now. This is just the warm-up. You can see the time is not quite started for them. So we've got Yunus Sahin, Thomas Notte, Lionel Hupert, Roland Fankhauser, Mert Koroglu, Marcus Groder, Daniel Rosenmeyer, Nathan DeMarco, Franz Engel, and Jules, I'm not sure, Kurguidov from France. There are a couple of the local club guys also racing here. Of course, France probably has the largest representation here at the Euros. These cars so much different than the Nitro Touring cars that I started with way back in the day, 97 or so. Nowadays, these things are very, very technical indeed. Very, very, very fast. I can almost see the numbers there when we're zoomed in that much. Jim Little on camera. I haven't even introduced myself yet, or Jim, but I'm Frank McKinney. Control Frank on Instagram, and make sure you're subscribed to us and follow us no matter what platform you're watching us on, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. So, and back in the UK, we have our remote producers and technical direction. We have James and Matt. So those guys are here in spirit and in the fingers that are controlling the keyboard and the mouse back at home base. So lots and lots of technical wizardry goes behind bringing you this coverage. From this week, we're in the south of France. A couple of weeks ago, we're in the north of France. We're actually not far from Verdun, site of the famous World War I battle, just south of Luxembourg. And although we are at the Model Club Thionvillois, we're actually just outside of Thionville, in the town of Jutz, I believe it's pronounced. There's a river that separates them. So everywhere you go, where you go to the Burger King across the river, or the McDonald's down the road, or whatever fast food joint that you want to check out, you're always crossing over into a different town or municipality. We're about an hour south of the city of Luxembourg. So the Model Club Thionvillois has been here for over 40 years, I'm told. So you can see just at the back of the shot, you can see that this the track used to be set up as a tri-oval, if you're watching us from the States. You're familiar with NASCAR racing. That's this banking there, and then the main straight, and then this big sweeper. You used to just go straight towards around where those marshals are standing at the back of the shot. And then somewhere along the way decided, well, we need an infield, and then let's make it really cool and make it like have banking on the insides and all sorts of stuff. You don't really get a great sense of the banking from the rostrum, which is where our main camera is located. we will show a bit more of the. We have another camera set up in that very, very tight chicane going into the infield. We'll see that in just a moment here when this white and red car, we'll see this is the chicane shot. Bam! There's our chicane. Don't worry, I'm not going to make sound effects every time I change, but, you know, it helps sometimes. Daniel Rosenmeyer leading this one. Car number 10. Best lap, 18.7. Oh, sorry, 17.7. He just got pipped by Jules Kurguidov. But Daniel Rosenmeyer from Austria is, unfortunately, he had a bit of a rough time in the controlled practice. So he really shouldn't be in this group, sort of. He's kind of out of position here. That's why he's not miles faster, but he's 7 seconds faster than second place at the moment, Jules. So the hope for him basically is, because he's kind of stuck in this qualifying group, is that he can basically lap everybody and the other racers are aware and the referee is able to call traffic for him, hopefully. So it's an unfortunate start, but sometimes it happens. We were only able to get one round of timed practice yesterday, or controlled practice, I should say. Timed practice and controlled practice, two different things. And then before that, we had many days, a couple days, free practice where there was no timing, and it was up to the drivers or the mechanics to time themselves. And there's our finishing order for this group. In this photo, the background, you can see that the track was much wetter previously. Now it's quite a lot drier, but obviously this first round is going to be probably the slowest round that we see. So next group getting ready. You can hear them revving the engines. So just catching up on a bit more of the background here. Dario Balestre taking the first round TQ with 15 laps in 4 minutes 13. I misspoke earlier. I thought it was a different time, but 15 laps in 4 minutes and 13 seconds. 4-minute qualifiers with I believe it's only 2 minutes of warm up for each group. And there's a minute, I think, just after each round. Drivers come off. There's up to a minute or so, and then they have 2 minutes to get warmed up, and then it's a rolling clock. So the computer voice or the referee will start calling out, saying you have 1 minute, you have 30 seconds, you have 10 seconds before the clock starts. So at about that half a minute to go mark, drivers will come in, get refueled, and we'll see these guys coming in. You'll see there's the mechanics waiting. You see headsets are allowed. Quite cool things. Very handy to be able to talk to drivers instead of lots and lots of shouting like we used to have several years ago. Everyone's got those cool headsets, and I believe there's pretty much only one make that everybody uses, so that's how it goes. And here's our chicane cam. You can see it's a very tight chicane, impossible to straight line it, as you can see. And there's our main view. So we haven't had a clear sky since we got here. We are hopeful. We're crossing our fingers, touching wood, doing whatever it is that we do to hopefully keep the rain away for this round at least, because we're already almost halfway through it. If rain does start to fall partway through a qualifying round, that round is scrapped, which means all those time and effort and tires and fuel and all that went into the qualifying runs before are scrapped. They're deleted because it just isn't fair for the remaining drivers in the round to be running on a wet track on, no matter what tires you use. Drivers are required to have a second car declared as their wet chassis, as their wet car. You have to bring 2 cars up. So you have 1 car that is a dry car, 1 car that is a wet car, and that car usually has some sort of covering on the engine head, on the cooling head, and also a cover to keep water out of the air filter. And obviously, it's an open tire spec if the race is declared wet. So there are some rubber tires that some people are using. There's also Hot Race, the provider of the spec tires for the weekend, also have very, very, very soft, and when I mean 3 varies, extremely soft foam tires. Yeah, so drivers are able to use any tire they wish if it's declared a wet race. Just opening up. But at the moment, it is a dry race. So time has started. We'll see where we're sitting with this Group 3 out on track. Klaus Reiskov in his X-Ray leading at the moment, just taken over by Christoph Seeloff, Dennis Weihert, Aurelien Vicon, Henrik Eilers. These guys coming across, finishing their 3rd laps now, so it's times are going to be bouncing up and down quite a lot. So we have an Italian and English-speaking referee from EFRA, that is Vito, and the club president, I believe, is the other referee, providing you can tell who's who because one says attention, the other one doesn't. So just coming down to the 2-minute mark on this one, couple of racers they're either on long laps or they pulled in. I think they pulled in. That's Reiskov and De Silva. Seeloff currently, no, there goes Weihart. Right, so what other bits of housekeeping do we need to do? Qualifying. So the top four drivers qualify directly into the main final. There is no Super Pole this year. Super Pole is gone. As much as we enjoyed Balestre's depiction of it, his description of it last year from Giordini Naxos in Sicily, the last time we had a Super Pole in this category, Super Pole is gone, so top four qualify directly into the main final. There is a last chance final now, though. So the top six of the Semi-A and the Semi-B have a 15-minute race. Winner takes the 11th spot on the grid in the main final. And then, let's see, I've already gone over the wet car rules. 8 sets of the control tire, which is the hot race tire and wheel, pre-glued. So everybody gets 16 packages or pairs of tires. No, it's 32 packages, actually, so 8 sets. However, there's no saucing and there's no warming, obviously, because they're foam. And as I said, the wet tires are open or free in the parlance of the category. Free meaning not as in you can't just walk up and they hand them to you. You do have to purchase them, but free choice. So in the chat, thank you everybody who is not just joining us, but a special massive thanks to everybody who is in the chat and talking to each other and talking to us. Patrick Barrett says, let's go. Kagan says, go Eunice, go Merit. Obviously supporting the Turkish drivers once again. Koyoshi Kelly is telling me that the where is he from? Hervey Bay in Queensland says he's by Fraser Kagari Island. And then hopefully, very hopefully, follows it up saying East Coast. Okay, thank you, because I have no idea where those islands are. Thank you very much. So I sort of know where the Great Barrier Reef is. It's a bit like if I told you I live in England, which I do, you would just go, what part of London? I don't live anywhere near London, but I live in England. So yeah, thank you. Geography is very few people's forte. Ciao Giovanni says Priolo Roberto. I'm assuming that's Roberto Priolo. Giovanni not in this group, maybe in the next group. So there's our finishing order. As you can see, Vandal, Raiskov, De Silva only finishing on 9, 4, and 3 laps respectively, but 13 laps. Starting to see a little bit faster times now. Again, everyone chasing Balestre with that 15 laps in 4 minutes and 13 seconds. So next group out is Kandahar Spiniello, one of our top X-Ray racers. Uri Hudi, Mr. X-Ray himself, Werner Spanbruckner, Freddie Palois, Roman Landre, Maxime Legay, Stefan Strasser, and Jean-Marie Glorlenek. You can see the 3 Austrians, 1 Slovakian, an Italian, and the rest are French. So starting to feel a bit close, as the Irish and the Brits say. A little bit like the humidity level's gone up a tiny bit. We're very, very much hoping and crossing our fingers that our weather stays clear. Well, if not clear, at least non-rainy, at least for the next 20 minutes. Well, the second half of this qualifying round 2 is underway, and then that way we have a second complete dry round, and I believe it's not quite the minimum, but it's if we do have to end racing, if you do have to end qualifying, I should say, for the day because it's wet, it's better to have 2 rounds of qualifying than 1. But I think many of our weather forecasts have been expecting it to be rain coming down at, say it's 2 local time here, Central European time, CET. So we're expecting rain potentially, depending on the weather forecast you use, the app you use, the phone app you use, the phone model you use, and the direction you're facing when you check your weather app. It is that variable, is what I'm saying. We are expecting rain possibly in the next 1 to 2 hours. So, like I said, very much hoping that we finish this round in the dry. And if we have to, we can have the next round declared wet, and the drivers can use their wet cars. And as I said, any rain tire that they decide to use. So time is counting down. And down the main straight, first racers cross the line. It's time. Okay, so they're only starting their lap. That's why we see the clock resetting itself at 4 minutes even. So now everyone has crossed the line, so you can see the clock has started to count down. So let us give ourselves a little bit of a challenge here and see if we can find the number 5. I believe it's the white, the yellow and orange car who we're following already. I believe that's the car 5 of Spiniello from Italy. Sat next to Nicola Morone from Lens Bodies. So I'm sure he's running the latest spec. I believe that's car 5. If not, it's the yellow car. But we'll try to keep these both in shot. These cars are motoring very fast. By the end of the straight, they're hitting about... No, one car forward, Jim. One car forward. The white and orange car, this one. I'm pretty sure that is Spiniello because he's pulling away from Legay, who was the other car that he was driving with. This car is moving very, very fast, as I said. About 60, 70 miles an hour. 110 or so kilometers an hour at the end of the straight. A little slower lap this time for Spiniello. That's why he's fallen behind to Strasser in the car 2. Ooh. White and orange car. There we go. The loose back end. It's going to be another slow one. So Strasser stays ahead. I think Strasser is in the yellow car. So let's move forward one car to the yellow car. Yellow with the black wing. That's the one. I believe that's going to be the number 2. So Spiniello fallen another position to Legay and Spanbruckner from Austria. Werner, an old RC mate of mine, provided me with a gigantic bottle of Mezzo Mix. So I'm still sucking it down. I'm trying not to have too much because it's just, sugar. So Strasser, Stefan Strasser, that is definitely Stefan Strasser. Stefan Strasser, another X-Ray car. Fighting in this one. Actually has Uri Hudi in this race as well. Mr. X-Ray and Hudi. I remember when those Hudi tools came out. Shout out in the stream if you guys remember when Hudi tools came out and everyone was like, what are these about? I remember that. That was about 2005, 6, something like that. And now look at them. They make every single racing car category you can imagine. For RC anyway. X-Ray, of course, one of our event sponsors this weekend, as well as Lens Bodies and RCXX Shop. So thank you to our sponsors once again for bringing you this coverage, no matter where you're at. Whether you're on a fishing boat in Hervey Bay in Australia, or down the road, or just sat in the pits. Here at the Model Club Thionvillois in north of France. Strasser looks like he's going to be taking this one. 13 laps in 3:55. He's already finished. So into the pits. Now he's finished. Okay, there we go. 14 laps in 4:13. Almost exactly 1 lap behind Dario Balestre, our current TQ. We'll see if Yillis Grosskamp, Carmine Raiola, or anyone else can take it off him. So Strasser, Kendall Hart, Legay, Spanbruckner, Glorenek, Spiniello, not doing too hot in that one. Hudi, Landre, Pellois. That is your finishing order.
Yesterday in the final rank list, after the qualification, Spiniello don't see in the
Thank you again to Lens Bodies. So you can see one of our event sponsors. And here are the mechanics in the pits. Next group consisting of Milan Holthius from Holland in his Infinity, Raul Amela de Celis, Leon Furman, Alexandre Cazal, Michael Derderian, Anthony Briouat, Thomas Guillon, Melvin Diekman, and Quentin Leroux. They are out on track now. And there's the runners and riders list you can see on screen. So thank you to everyone who's joined us, whether it's, as I said, from around Australia, Austria, wherever you might be. Thank you for joining us. We are RCTV. I'm Frank McKinney. We have Jim Little on camera. And Matt and James back at home base, in a way, sort of, joining us remotely. We'll have more of that tomorrow, but we'll get to that tomorrow because we are taking this event day by day just because of the weather. We've had a very late start today. We had a surprisingly early start yesterday, meaning we had a round of qualifying at about, I think it was like 4 or 5 p.m. We were not expecting to be doing that. You can check out how that went yesterday. But I'll give you the rundown. Dario Balestre took TQ. First round TQ. So he's got 0 points. Gilles Grosskamp, second. Both of them on 15 laps. So we'll just check, actually, ranking list Quali, because we're getting into the sharp end now. Dario Balestre, Gilles Grosskamp, Alex Thurston from the UK, Tony Gruber from Germany, Carmine Raiola from Italy. That's your top 5. 2 Italians, a Dutchman, a Brit, and a German. And then we've got Quentin Leroux, and of course another Italian in Raiola. Quentin Leroux, Milan Holthius, Thomas Guillon, Kevin Raskin, and Leon Furman. That's your top 10. So Holthius is, at the moment, potentially, maybe, the only one really to... and Furman, maybe. Amela, how did he do? Where's Amela on the ranking list from the first round? I'm scrolling. Did I miss him up top somewhere? Raul Amela, 14th in the first round. So a little bit of work to do to overcome that deficit, but Milan Holthius looking to be the best one so far in this one. Jim doing the smart thing and following the brightest car with the nicest painted body shell out there. We follow race paint first, people. That's what we do. That's how we try to encourage racers to not run single color body shells during qualifying. Always run your race paint. I mean, that should be, James, Matt, if you guys are listening, that should be our next t-shirt. Always run your race paint. Speaking of shirts, you can check it out. Check out the RCRacingTV.com merch page. For this weekend only, we've got a 10% discount code. Anybody can get 10% off. And Australians, let me tell you, we've had so many orders from Australia. Really, really proud of you guys. Don't let the New Zealanders, we don't listen to what they call you. I'm kidding. Everyone loves Australia. Except the crocodiles and the spiders and the snakes and all that. But anyway, check out rcracingtv.com merch store 10ICTC, all caps. That's India Charlie Tango Charlie is your discount code to get 10% off all weekend long until Monday sometime, depending on when you're watching this. So do check that out. Danny Clay saying greetings from Belgium. If you're greeting us from Belgium, why don't you pop down? Say hello in person. Holthius not doing too hot in this one. Running mid-pack, LaRue, Guilon, Furman, Diekman. The other Diekman, Tilo, is in the fastest group. Just putting the discount code in the chat so you guys can see that. And just copy-paste it into rcracingtv.com. Ari Manton saying, hello all, go guys. Just saying, yes, all racers, go. Exactly, Holthius moving up into fourth now. So his car or setup or tires or who knows, not doing quite as hot as he did in yesterday's qualifying round 1. LaRue, Guillon, Furman just overtaking Holthius into third. So Holthius and Furman battling on the clock. They're nowhere near each other on the track. Holthius popping up into second now, so he's taking a little time to get warmed up. It's less than a minute to go. It's 50 seconds. He's building up his speed though, getting the head of steam going. Mr. Ruff says, salutes from Alabama, roll tide. Okay, it's not college football, people. It's Nitro model car racing. But yeah, roll tide, indeed. LaRue, Holthius, not far away from taking that top spot now. Melvin Diekman popping up into third. Guillon overtaking Furman down to fifth now. Amela down to seventh. Kazao, Amela now popping up into fourth. LaRue finishing on first spot. Holthius finishing second. So when you see the darker green, or the more solid green on the number, the car number, that means that they have finished their run. So that was car 5 of Amela that we've been following, that red car. So that is your finishing order. LaRue, Holthius, Guillon, Amela, Diekman, Furman, Kazao, Dodarian, and Briwa. And there's your finishing times. 14:404 is quick, but it's not Dario Balestre quick. We'll see what he's able to do in the next group that goes out. And there they go out of the pits. You can see Massimo, the other Massimo. I don't know how many Massimos are here, but there's more than one. This is our fastest group out on track. Mrs. Young 01, one of our RCTV heroes, and we'll explain what that is in a moment, saying, we received our Pit Lane Hot Sauce and RC Pizza and Beer t-shirts in the post last week, and they are awesome. Thank you, RCTV. Thank you very much for placing your order. I did see that come through on the email, and yes, amazing. Thank you so much for ordering. Our RCTV heroes also get a 10% off, a one-use code to use at any time. Doesn't have to be this weekend, could be any weekend or any day or any night. So yes, also you see Mrs. Young 01 as our RCTV hero has a cool little RCTV logo next to the name, and a highlighted name, you get the discount code, you get to see the videos like RC Autopsy way, way ahead of time than before, way, way before everyone else sees them. And yeah, so there's lots and lots of benefits that we try to provide our paid monthly membership subscribers. So thank you very much for being an RCTV hero and joining us in the chat once again. We're a fan of our fans. I'm not sure that Tony Gruber has gone out. I don't know if I see him on the rostrum. I think he's on the rostrum, but I don't know if he's actually driving. Because he hasn't, you see, the reason why I question this is because that number 4 of Tony Gruber hasn't lit up yellow. Mr. Ruff saying, I bought an X-Ray M18 when they first came out in 05. It was the fastest microcar and my favorite. I liked it better than my $3,000 Nitro touring car. I'm going to take a guess that your $3,000 Nitro touring car was the HPI RS4. Because at that time, oh my goodness, people were spending insane amounts of money putting every single aluminum option. And I say aluminum because I'm the one on the mic. I say aluminum. Yeah. Good times. Good times. So, let's follow this first car across to see who it is. This first car, one car forward, one car forward, one car forward. There we go. So, time has started for everyone that's crossing the line now, or everyone that you see on screen. We'll see who this actually is. The first car to come across the timing line, which is right there. And that is Dario Balestre. Perfect. This is our TQ man. The quite stylish Italian racer. Although I must say, maybe not quite as stylish as Carmine Raiola, who's car number 5 in this one. So here's Dario, come around the arrowhead, through the middle corner, around the Omega, around the hairpin, through this final hairpin, and down the main straight, into that sweeper, and into this chicane. Look at this. Pacow! That's our major, major chicane. Balestre still bossing this one. 3 laps already in 50 seconds. Grosskamp, 3 laps in 51. Thurston keeping up with Grosskamp there. We'll find Thurston next because he's quite easy to follow. I believe Grosskamp is running a white body shell, which makes it slightly more difficult to follow. Although he might be the second one to cross. We'll see who crosses after Balestre. It is Grosskamp. So if we drop back to the next car, going through the chicane, this white car there, that is Gilles Grosskamp. World champion in electric touring car at his home track in Heemstede in the Netherlands. Running an Infinity car, just like Balestre. Coming through the chicane. Around the arrowhead. Of course, these guys running, obviously going to be running different setups. Not pitting together. Not in a Haiti sort of way, just they have their team that they roll with and everything. But they are Infinity teammates. Different engines. Dario running max power. I'm not sure which engine Gilles is running. Let's see where Thurston is. Thurston is, let me see. He's just coming around the arrowhead now, Jim. Is the pink and white car with the black wing. Just going through the second chicane now. There we go. Pink car, the other one. One car forward, through the chicane now. There we go. That's Alex Thurston. Very easy to spot. Thankfully running not a one-color body. Although I did see him painting up a one-color body earlier. just putting some extra paint on it. And I almost told him, we can't follow that. It's only one color. Thurston running second at the moment. Thurston on pace to do 14 laps in 4:01, the same time as Gilles Grosskamp. Balestre forecast for 15 laps in 4:14, so only 1 second off of yesterday's run. And who's this just ahead of? That is Tony Concialdi. Oh, nice pass through that first chicane. That is going to be a very important chicane during the race. Remember, this isn't racing. Some qualifiers are heads-up racing. This is not. This is what we call IFMAR style in the States. The cars are on their own laps. This is championship-level racing. It's not club racing. So everyone's got their own clock that they go through. And Grosskamp is finished. Thurston has finished. And there he is going through the chicane. Balestre finishes 15 and 4:14. Grosskamp just edging out Thurston by 1 second on the master clock. But looks like who had the fastest lap there? It is in that order. Balestre with a 16.648. Grosskamp with a 16.870 and a 961 for Thurston. And then we got to Thilo Diekman, Basil Concialdi, Tony Gruber, the reigning and current European Championship champion in this class. And then we've got Carmine Raiola, Bryce Turco, and Kevin Raskin. So that is round 2 of qualifying complete in the dry. So that is in the books. So let's get back to this discussion with our Roll Tide friend. Yes, it was a fully modified RS4. See, I nailed it. I knew it. Fully loaded with carbon fiber, of course, and all the hardcore aftermarket parts. I had several of those parts as well. Very, very expensive titanium. I don't think these are 15 sides. I think they are 12. I should know that. I have the rules right here. So, let's see. I was just remembering that we should have a special guest popping in. It is a 2.1 cc, so I think that's a 15 actually. So yeah, I don't know. I can't do the math in my head. We're rolling straight into qualifying round 3. Here's our guest, just as I was thinking about him. Let's get things ready for him. There you go. Okay, say hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Right, so who do we have here? We have Max Gotzel from Team X-Ray and Team Slovakia. Team manager.
Czech Republic.
Sorry,
actually.
Czech Republic.
Yeah, but we're kind of mixed.
Yes. So yes, Max, we usually see you at the off-road events.
Yeah, I'm kind of a innovator in here.
What are you doing here? Tell us.
Well, when it comes to on-road, I'm most of the time only the pit guy for the boss, Uri.
The boss.
Yeah, he's the boss. Let's be honest. And sometimes I drive GT 8 scale together with Martin, but that's all from the on-road scene for me.
So yeah, GT8. Were you in? So you were in Sicily last time or not?
Not this year.
Okay, but
This
you
year
were
we
in
had to
Croatia
skip.
last year?
I was in Croatia and also Switzerland the year before.
Right, okay. The very eventful race last year in Croatia.
We were watching from home and it was difficult to watch from home and not race with them.
Yeah. I know the feeling. My experience is every time I come to one of these events and cover it, whether I'm doing the camera operator like Jim, or whether I'm talking about it like now, or doing something else, I'm like, I want to race one of these.
Yeah.
These are really fun.
I mean, these look fun too. But unfortunately, I don't get the chance to try.
Yeah. But you were at the e-buggy Euros
Euros just a
in
couple weeks ago,
Montpellier
yeah.
a couple weeks ago. And how did that go for you?
Well, for
particularly?
me personally, I would say pretty. I don't want to say cuss word, but
Not
pretty
not
bad.
great.
Yeah, not great. For my
do it the
racing-
British way.
Yes.
Say that's not perfect, which
Yes.
means really
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, it was not perfect for my side, but the team did pretty good. We had the most cars in the main.
Yeah.
We had Bruno on the podium, so we had the young guys, the young French guys fighting for the podium with him.
Yeah, Noah Ben and was it
Remy.
Rene
Remy Bermudez.
Remy Bermudez? Yes.
Yeah. So, from the team perspective, it was pretty good race in the end. We struggled a bit in practice, but I think everybody did. With the changing track conditions, nobody was expecting in Montpellier.
Yeah.
So, in the end, I think we managed to make something out of it. I would
Yeah.
say. Of course, Davide was the man to beat, but
He kind of
but he
always
was
is,
just-
isn't
yeah,
he?
he was just gone.
I think the only time he wasn't expected to be anywhere near the top 10 or even the top podium was last year in GTA.
Yeah, but we know he's a good driver.
Yeah.
He was almost there in the main, I believe. I'm not sure if he made it, but he was still not.
I can't really remember, but yeah.
But he was still not bad.
Yeah. Well, I did talk to him about it. Firstly, to clear up, okay, you're not sponsored by Genius now, are you? He's like, no. They give me the car, but I'm not. This Associated is not doing this. You know, so obviously joking, but
Yeah.
he's still very much an Associated ambassador and racer. But so we're going to be seeing you next probably in Sacile for the Euros there
Yes, I should be there.
at the Ongaro
I
Ring.
should be there with the team. I'm not sure if I race or just come there as a support for the team.
All right, okay.
So if I don't race, it will be a different experience for myself because I've been to every Euro since 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
So we will see.
Yeah.
We will see. It's still to be decided.
Yeah. So do you actually work directly for X-Ray, or are you, I say, just in inverted air quotes,
I would say
just
the
the
second
sponsor
option.
driver?
Yeah, I
Or-
would say the second option.
Okay.
I'm the driver, and at the same time I try to help as much as I can for the team result. So that's why I help the boss here
Yeah.
on the on-road side. That's why I help all the guys at the major events, whether it's on the setup or whatever they need, basically.
Yeah.
And I try to race myself as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Uri loves his Nitro on-road, doesn't he?
He does. It's something special for him.
Yeah. So are you going to be mechanicking for him in La Corotondo for the 1/8 track?
This I'm still not sure yet.
Not sure yet.
It's still not decided.
It's
if we go or
a
not.
little while away, so yeah.
Yeah. It's still far. Well, but for sure I go to the bigger events like Sacile. I don't know how
Yeah.
to pronounce correctly.
Ongaro
And-
Ring?
Yeah. So that's for
That's
the
literally what
8
it's
scale
called.
off-road, which is my category. But then I
Yeah.
attend also the Worlds in Radovan,
Yeah.
and I go to the 10 scale Euros in Sweden in Malmo.
Right, okay, so I'll see you there as well. I'm not going
There
to
I
be
will-
at the
there I
Euros or the
will
Worlds.
race
but-
for sure.
yeah.
With 10 scale.
And so is it a new car this year for X-Ray in the 10th categories?
Well,
I asked because I know they just released XT2, I think, a new one for this year.
I believe it's gonna be released tomorrow, actually.
Okay,
the
but I
XT2.
mean they've announced it and
Yeah.
they're promoting it. But I
Basically, the XT2 is the car which comes like after XB2, let's say.
yeah,
So we have the 2VD buggy, and the XT2 is kind of based on that.
yes, yeah,
Well, but for the XB2 and XB4, we are always testing something, I believe, as all the other teams.
yeah,
So I cannot say we have a new car,
yeah.
but for sure we test and we try to improve.
There's
every
always
year.
even a just released car is going to have test parts on it, isn't it? That's
I
just how
think-
it goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was just asking, like half joking, because X-Ray covers so many racing categories. There's constantly it seems like every month there's a new X-Ray car of some category released. There's the new GT8. There's the new
Yeah.
GT8 electric,
The
and then
portfolio
there's
is pretty big. Yeah, I agree. But also, it's not a one-man show.
yeah,
There's a huge team behind it. There's a team separate on road side, which basically test and improve all the on-road categories. Then there's the off-road team, and we kind of work all together to make the brand stand out all the time, let's say.
Well, I'll tell you what, it does stand out all the time because there's always an X-Ray driver in the running, always. No matter what Euros we go to, whether they're the favorite or not. Whether David is the king of the mountain and just waiting for someone to knock him off his perch. Bruno he's there, right?
Yeah.
And now David is on the team, David Ronefelt. So
yeah, he joined recently. We try to work to make him feel at home, and we hope for future success.
I have a feeling he's settling in pretty well.
Yeah, we get along pretty well. I
Yeah.
would say also with the rest of the team. So we will see what we can do in the future.
Yeah, I mean we've kind of been following David since. David and David, both of them, since they were just like little kids, it seems, and just kind of seeing them grow up in the RC paddock and sort of in the media, really, as they're just getting older and older each year as they're, getting their podium finishes and doing so great. So it's a really great sort of catch for the team to get David. And I'm sure I assume he and Bruno were gelling really well and comparing notes and helping bring David up to speed with the car and everything.
Great. Also before all the Euros and testing, we worked together as a team, always to share the information and help each other. If someone is struggling, let's figure out what's wrong. Let's do this. And
that's the fabulous part of being part of such a big and successful team.
Exactly. Even if the results in the end don't always show, we try the best and continue, keep our head up and go for the next one.
I mean, in the States back in the 90s and 2000s when I was racing a lot, Associated was always, and in many cases kind of still are, the team to really watch and to beat. And X-Rays kind of shoved themselves in there, gotten their elbows at the table and gone, no, maybe we are now, maybe we can be up there too. And there's plenty of world titles and national championships to show from the effort.
That's for sure. If you've ever been to the arena, we have the Wall of Fame. There are a lot of trophies.
There are a lot of trophies.
Are missing some for sure. So that's pretty nice to always come there and watch like all the success in the past.
Yeah.
And just drives us to make it happen the next time.
Yeah, it's definitely and hopefully we can be at the arena again, the Hoodie Arena in Trenton.
I hope so too.
Yeah,
I hope so too. It's pretty close to my home.
That's it's a fantastic facility, and there's indoor for 1/8 e-buggy and 10th buggy, and then there's outdoor for basically all nitro touring car and everything, and then there's indoor again for carpet electric buggy 10th. And 12 scale as well. And
carpet 10 scale and 12 scale. Both.
Yeah, right. Yes.
So the on-road track, basically.
Yes. And so it's a fantastic facility.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. I always, every time I come there, I enjoy the time, whether it's on dirt or carpet. Last week I was there on the asphalt, so it was actually my first time racing there on asphalt.
Yeah.
With the GT.
Wow.
And it's just a magical place. It's like home. You come there and you feel like home.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody in their blue shirts and everything. It's great. And then even in the pits, there's all the little trophies that go around the pits. So yeah, make sure and check that out on the EFRA Facebook page, or just check out the X-Ray Facebook page. There's loads of pictures of it. Let me just check and make sure that there's no one frantically messaging me before we carry on. But no, I think we're okay. So we're into the second heat now, and so
okay. So
you're
it's heat 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is our what we call our program out screen. So that's what's going out to YouTube and Facebook, and I'm sure hopefully lots of people are sharing that out. So Fankhauser, Koroglu, Groder, Rosenmeyer, DeMarco, Engel, Kurguida, Sahin, Notte, and Hupert are our drivers in this one. And we'll go to our moving camera. So apologies for being on the static for such a long time, but there are. So next race for you is what?
Well, we have a sort of our series in the Czech Republic, so that's gonna be next week.
So is that the Czech Republic RC Federation series or is it X-Ray series?
No. That's basically my father and one of our friends have a series together.
Okay.
And we race around the tracks in the Czech Republic to help all the people have a spot to race. Because the Federation racing has gone down quite a bit. We also have a Czech Nationals this year at our track, which will be the first time it's a 2-day event.
Okay.
So in the past it always used to be only Saturday. Now we make it Friday free practice and Saturday, Sunday racing. So more track time for the people.
And is that 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive? Or?
That's 8-scale.
Oh, okay. Right.
8-scale Nitro anybody.
Oh, very good.
So about next races, I mean, until August I'm fully booked. Let's say.
It is crazy to see the schedule. I mean, we were talking to David at the last the e-buggy night Euros, and just to get an idea of his schedule for even just for the next 2 months is insane.
It's crazy. It's
you
there is no race. There's testing. There's this. That. Every weekend is something. Let's say.
Yeah, and it's one of these. It's a bit like the F1. If you follow F1 media or motorsport media, they call it the circus sort of. It's a traveling circus, and you see the same people. They might be in different areas. They might be behind you last week and sharing a pit table right next to you this week, and then next week they're in a different area to you physically. But you see the same people all the time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Also in
just in a
different classes and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I watched some podcast with Leclerc, I believe, last week, and when he was talking about all the traveling and stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's for us the same, even though we care a little less, less stuff. But it's every week something, and you need to be still in the game to perform, also as a driver, but also as a team.
Yeah.
To always try to develop, and as I'm a uni student at the moment, I don't
really.
Have,
so
yeah.
On top of everything else, you're studying as well.
Yeah. So I don't really have that time to test and try to do some work during the week because I need to be in school. So every weekend is full. And I believe it's for the other guys as well, even though they might put in just a little bit more of work during the week. Yeah.
Well, we have. Are you doing anything? I mean, can you say? Do you want to say what you're studying in school? Is it something like engineering or design?
Electrotechnical engineering. Yes.
Okay.
So it's kind of connected to our company in the Czech Republic, Elstrom RC, which are making the electronic speed control.
Okay.
So last year we released the first ESC with the LCD display.
Right. Okay.
So that's kind of how I got into this school and try to work together with them.
Right.
Also for the future, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen lots of people from when I was really heavily involved in racing from being outside of the industry in the late 90s. See lots of people who started racing, do really good, kind of drop away from racing, but go to school and then come back and just they're like running a department, or they're doing R&D and testing and stuff like that because of their schoolwork. So I mean, maybe that's something. I mean plans can change all the time, but I mean maybe that's something that you're going to be looking at. Who knows?
I will try to find something how to survive.
Yeah,
let's say.
We all love our model cars.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
That's fabulous.
Until now.
That's very good. That's very good. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. I think you probably want to go and tend to the boss.
Exactly. Okay. Thanks for the talk.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Max Gotzel from Team X-Ray, mechanicking now for Uri Hoodie, one of our event sponsors. We want to thank again X-Ray for providing, helping provide the coverage for us. And so we'll just hear from them right now. So there we go. We saw a little bit of that clip had Max in it and Uri as well. So we're headed into Heat 3. And there's our chicane cam. The first really tight section, and it is the tightest section of the track. So let's see what's happening in the chat. Hanger RC saying hello, everybody, but looks like especially hello to the Turkish racers. There's quite a lot of Turkish racers here this weekend. Thank you for joining us. Stefan Brooks saying great drive, Alex. Sorry if it's Steven, actually. And MCJ Dub Power saying hello. Hello. I remember buying the blue carbon fiber parts for my X-Ray like 20 years ago. Also, all the spring steel components were groundbreaking. Yeah, nowadays it's all about forged carbon, which is a very cool look, I think. And yes, I do agree, Stephen Brook. That was a great drive from Alex, taking third again in the round. Balestre only 1 second off of his TQ time in the first round. So we're looking at, hopefully, fingers crossed, even though the heat is, I mean, there's definitely some hard shadows on the track now. But I think we're looking at potentially another dry round for heat 3, qualifying round 3. So, but yes, very good to talk to Mr. Max Gotzel. Helping out the boss, as he calls him, Mr. Uri Hoodie. So this coverage, again, brought to you by X-Ray Lens Bodies and RCXX Shop. We are RC Racing TV. My name is Frank McKinney. On the camera, when it's moving, is Mr. Jim Little. We are from RC Racing TV. We are the EFRA official media partner for EFRA, the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles. Check out EFRA.ws for all the information about upcoming races and events that are organized by and for EFRA. There's also all the rules on there, race information for upcoming events. It's not just top spec European racing, it's old guy 40 plus European championships also are coming up. For us at RCTV, I believe the next event that we're covering is the ETS round 2 of, I think it's season 17 in Austria, I think it is. And then the week after that, I'll be in Brest, France, kind of the opposite side of the country from where we are at the moment. We're just south of Luxembourg, very close to the town of Verdun, site of the famous battle in World War I. And they are out and driving. Time is just starting to count down from the warm-up. Here we go, first car down the straight. Clicking off the timing. Everyone on their own clock. You can see the clock is resetting as each car goes across. This is going to be the first car, I think, to come across to finish their first lap. And it's Weihert. So let's stick with this same car. The car number 1. Coming through that final chicane, very, very tight. It also tends to gather up the water as well. But the track seems to drain mostly okay. It does need some sweeping when there's heavy rain on it. but it's not like an all-out effort where there's 20 people on track all sweeping. It goes a lot quicker. There's only a few people out. Come around the arrowhead. And around the Omega, see who this white car is. Or no, we're back to... We've moved. Let's stick with one car, Jim. Just stay with the white car. So Weihert still in the lead. Seeloff, Vandal, Fankhauser, Eilers, Vicone, Reiskov, De Silva, and Talek. So when the number goes black, it means the timing computer is expecting them and going, we think maybe this car is a bit late, but then they tend to be crossing the line. If a car is absent or not crossing the line for about 30 or 40 seconds or so, the number goes black. Or, sorry, it goes red. See what pace these drivers are looking to be doing. 14 laps in 4:16 is what Dennis Weihert is on from Germany. Teddy Vandal from France, Patrick Fankhauser from Czech Republic, Klaus Reiskov from Denmark, our only Danish racer, and Henrik Eilers just popping in to take fourth away from Klaus. So Weihert still in the lead, 14 laps in 4:16 is the forecasted time. He's just come across to finish his 10th lap. Teddy Vandal doing better than in qualifying round 2. So just so everyone is aware, we are on our third heat of qualifying. We're hoping to get another one after this, and that would put us finishing at about 4:30. That's Central European time. So I don't know how many hours ahead you Aussies are. I think it's going to be 7 or 8. Of course, if you're watching this from the UK, we're an hour behind, but we are on Central European time. British summertime just 1 hour behind. And we've still got Weihert, Vandal, Fankhauser, Eilers, Reiskov, Vicone, Talek, and De Silva. And everyone just starting to cross the finish line to finish their time. So Weihert, the first one, the only one on 14 laps. Vandal, second with 13 laps in 4:03. 2 laps behind Dario Balestre's time in the first 2 rounds of qualifying, but I don't think Teddy's going to complain. So the next group getting ready. And we'll just hear from one of our sponsors. All right, so thank you very much to Lens Body's X-Ray and RCXX shop for bringing you this coverage from the EFRA 110th IC Track European Championships in Thionville, France, just south of Luxembourg. As I said earlier, very close to the town of Verdun. I actually saw a pamphlet in the hotel for a I'm not sure what you would call it. I'm not sure if celebration is the right word, but a commemorative memorial event or something like that that they hold every year in the town of Verdun. Let's see, the site of a hugely famous battle in World War I. Not sure how many of the racers that are present here today are going to be checking out the town or any memorials that there might be. I'm sure there's loads. But everyone quite busy this week setting up rain cars, although it doesn't look like rain right now. We had lots and lots of rain yesterday, lots and lots of rain earlier today. And drivers are allowed to have a rain car, but it has to be a second whole car. It can't be the same car that they use as their dry car. So there's lots of quite innovative and crazy looking things, mechanisms to keep water out of air filters and heat encased around the engine head, because these are air-cooled engines. Drivers running the hot race spec or control tire this weekend. If the race is declared a wet, or if the qualifying round, I should say, is declared a wet qualifying round, the tire choice is basically open or free choice for everybody. Not actually free, where it's you just walk up and ask for some tires for nothing. So we've got drivers in the pits. You can see them getting out there now. And there's our chicane cam as they're coming through. That's the first significant corner on the track. You see your first car coming across. Who's that going to be? This yellow car. Let's stick with this yellow car with the black wing, and see who crosses the line. You can see the time keeps resetting itself. That's because not everyone has crossed to start yet. That is Stefan Strasser, who we were following earlier, X-Ray racer from Austria. You see him at pretty much all of the Nitro on-road events. Coming down the main straight, heading probably close to 60, 70 miles an hour. It's about anywhere from 100 to 110 kilometers an hour. Around that middle turn, around the Omega, around the hairpin, into the final chicane, and power down the straight. Still, well, pops back up into the lead. Spiniello, also running an X-Ray, looking to do better than his second round of qualifying. Uri Hudi also in this one. He pops up into fifth. Spiniello knocked down to third by Kandelhart, but getting back up into second. So him and Kandelhart and Glorenik are going to be battling with each other for that second spot, looks like, for now. Strasser, at the moment, on pace for 14.4.11. Spiniello on pace for 14.4.12. Strasser just improving to a 14.4.10. That's their forecasted times. It's not, we don't know, because someone can always make a mistake. We hope they don't, but they could. Romuald Duran says hello and good luck to the French, and thank you RCTV for the coverage. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you everyone who is watching and listening wherever you are around the world, no matter what you're doing, whether you're waiting for the European Championships in football to come up. This is the European Championships for the EFRA 110th IC Track European Championships from Model Club Thionvillois, just outside the town of Thionville in France. So thank you very much for joining us, everyone. If you are able to, just pop in the chat and say hello. And see who else is in your neck of the woods. Maybe it's someone from your club. Maybe you know someone who's racing. And even if you don't, just pop in and say hello from wherever you are in the world. We have lots of Australians. We have many French people. I'm sure there's plenty of Brits watching. Even just to see what Super Bob is up to. Super Bob in the first heat that went out. Let's see what the times are now. Strasser still on a 14.410. Legay now popping up at the second with a 14.412, but almost matching that time is Glorenic. Spiniello dropping down to fourth now with a 14.414 projected time. Up into third now, but on a 4.18 time is Landre. Legay taking back second spot now. 40 seconds left in this one. Let's find a different car for the last half a minute or so, Jim. Let's follow this next group. Yeah, any car. There we go. You can hear the next group already warming up. It's just a couple minutes of warm-up between each 4-minute qualifying run. And we're into the last 7 seconds. So already Landre's finished his run. Strasser has finished his run on 14.410. This is Heat 4. Next one up is Heat 5. So we're getting quicker and quicker as we come through. Werner Sprenbruckner in that car 6 on 13. Landre, Kandahart, Hoody, Pellois. Ciro Borelli saying, go, go, Carmina Raiola and Mario Spiniello. Raiola pitting with, well, pretty much most of the Infinity team. Second place qualifier at the moment after 2 rounds. Jillis Grosskamp pitting with basically the Dutch Infinity team, which is him and Milan Holthius. Holthius is going to be in this group. Grosskamp is in the Heat 6 group. So, gold morning to you, Mario RC. Thank you for joining us. I'm sure you meant to say good, but we'll go with gold. That sounds pretty cool. So we're waiting for the time to count down. And there's our runners and riders for this group. Lots and lots of Frenchmen, a couple of Germans, and Milan Holthius is the lone Dutchman in this one. Seems we've lost our chicane cam. That's okay. We'll try to sort that out, but if we can't, we can't. Meanwhile, we've got our pit cam. Oh, there's a red Infinity shirt. So they do have other colors than black. You can check out another red RC shirt on rcracingtv.com. You check out the merch store and use code 10 capital ICTC. That's 10 ICTC, as in 10th internal combustion touring car. Use that code 10 ICTC on rcracingtv.com and get 10% off all weekend long on any RC Racing TV merch. Whether it's the white Stealth shirt that I'm wearing myself, or the trucker cap, or we have a new Flex Fit cap, which is really cool. It's got logos on front and back. Nice fitted design. Perfect for summer weather in the sun. 1 minute to go in this warm-up. We'll see if Milan Holthius can maintain his position in qualifying overall. Let's see what that looks like at the moment. Dario Bellessere, obviously, with TQ in first and second round, is sitting on 0 points. So, hooray for Dario and his Infinity car. Gilles Grosskamp on 4, so that's 2 second places. Alex Thurston with 2 third places, so he's on 6 points. Tony Gruber, even though he didn't finish, no, he finished 4th in the first, both the first 2 rounds. So he's sitting in 4th on 8 points. And then we have Quentin LaRue, Milan Holthius in 6th place at the moment, and he's in this heat that we're about to see. LaRue is also in this one, so we'll keep an eye on him. Thomas Guillon, Leon Furman, and Melvin Diekman, who's also in this one, as well as Furman. So it looks like it's a kind of an even split across the top 2 heats. So we'll look for the car 6 of Furman, maybe? No, we'll look for LaRue, sorry, of car 3. I absolutely cannot tell the car numbers as they're going around. They're flying by too fast. The clock has fully started for everybody. As I've been saying, the clock at the start of the round, the clock does reset as people cross it. That is LaRue, who we're following now. So this is our man to watch, top qualifier out of this group of racers on track. And he's running race paint. So yes, hashtag always run race paint. He's coming out of the chicane around the arrowhead, around the Omega and the hairpin. And Holthius currently occupying top spot. Diekman in second. That's Melvin Diekman. Then we have LaRue, who we're following, and Furman. Furman, it looks like it's a 4-way battle for the top spot. So we got the cars 4, 2, 3, and 6. Basically, every time one of them crosses, they take over the top spot. So LaRue turned down in third, pops up in second. Furman crosses. He pops up in second. Then Diekman and Holthius. So let's drop back one car. I believe that's going to be Furman, I think. This purple car. Purpley pink. Coming around the arrowhead. Catching up LaRue very slightly. LaRue, then Furman. Furman is the pink car. Catching LaRue. LaRue's now down to third. Let's see what the looks like on the time. Holthius forecasted for a 14.405. LaRue for a 14.406. Have we lost someone there? 14.406, 14.406. This is LaRue, and then... So, we drop back one car to the orangey car behind. Just wait there. And that one. I believe that is Holthius. That's Holthius, yes. So it's a very tight battle between the top three guys now. Holthius, Furman, and LaRue. Diekman has pulled off, so that's who went missing. Mild confusion there. Furman now on a 14.405. Holthius also on a 14.405. Both of these guys, slow burners, but picking up the pace as the time goes on and their 4 minutes of qualifying runs out. Group 6, I can hear them revving up already. So Holthius on a 14.404 now. Got a second lead virtually over LaRue and Furman. So they're coming across to see how he finishes. There he goes, 14.404. Gazawa and Amela battling over that fourth spot, with Amela taking it. Guillon in sixth. Derdarian and Briouat late. Someone who got a very late flame out there is unfortunately going to miss a lap there. I think that is Derdarian. Can't see. Oh, can't see the car number. I think it's car 9 of Briouat, who missed out on his last lap. Went off the track and flamed. So, terrible luck. So, next group out is going to be our fastest group of racers to finish qualifying round 3. Another one down in the dry. And the cars have been released now out onto the track. So we've got Bryce Turco, Basilio Concialdi, Tilo Diekman, Dario Balestre, Yilis Grosskamp, Kevin Rasquin, Tony Gruber, Carmine Raiola, and Alex Thurston. So when we get started, and there you can see all the names and the countries that are represented. Thurston, of course, the top British racer, representing the BRCA and the UK and Great Britain and England all in one. And I'm sure tomorrow is going to be rooting on England in the Euros. And I'll just put this out there. I don't know why. I still don't understand why. Someone will say in the comments, I'm sure, why during the Euros and the World Cup, it's not just like Team GB. It's Team England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. But, of course, it's just England that most of the Great Britain follows. Cue the annoyed Brits to tell me all about it. So we have lots of Italians in the chat now. Well, I should say 2 Italians that are very, very chatting back and forth. It's fine. It's all good. Isantomi viene a fare da meccanico. I don't know what Isantomi, or I can't remember what viene means, but something is doing the mechanics. I don't know. I don't remember. But yes, you were saying, Tony Di Santo, go Raiola. We are going to follow Carmina Raiola first, if we can. Car 5. Lino Ilaria Giacchino saying, Vai Spiniello! Unfortunately, you just missed Mario. He was in the last run. I think he finished 4th or 5th. I'll see where he's sitting at the moment. You can check it out for yourself on myrcm.ch. Just click for Model Club Thionvillois and go to the ranking list and qualifying. So Carmina Raiola at the moment is 7th. Spiniello... where is he sitting? He's not doing amazing. He's currently 29th. So time has about to start, I should say. Best of luck, Team Thurston. Yes, indeed. We followed Alex in the last run, and we'll definitely try to follow him this time. Once again, but we're going to look for car 5 of Carmina Raiola, because we haven't really followed him yet. I think we're on him. The middle of these 3 cars. The second white car to come across. That's Grosscamp. Actually. Raiola's just crossed. Oh, man. It's very difficult to see who is who. I think we're on Raiola now, Jim. I think. Yes. Okay, and he's come across in 3rd place, that car 5 of Raiola. Alessio Mazzeo. Hello, Alessio. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Hope you are well, my friend. Balestre blisteringly fast once again, but again followed very, very closely by Grosscamp, and he is followed by Thurston. Thurston still not forecasted just yet for a 15-lapper. Balestre and Grosscamp, the only ones forecasted to do that. 15 laps in 4 minutes 13 and 4:14 for Grosscamp. We will keep a very careful eye on them. I'm pretty sure we are following Carmina Raiola, another Infinity driver, teammate to Grosscamp and Balestre. And dare I say, the most fashionable Italian here. Can I just say that? Can I just go ahead and say that? Put that out there. Alessio, drop him a message. Let him know I think that. He's got the double earrings, always with the shades. Dario pulling away very slightly. Forecasted for a 414. 4:16 now for Grosscamp as he's crossed the line. Most of the guys seem to pick up the pace very slightly at the end. We saw that with Holthius especially. Starts off a bit slow, languishes about in the middle field, and then takes it at the very end. We've got less than a minute and a half left in this one now. Dario, once again, is he going to have a 3rd round TQ and basically take pole position, basically? Remember, it's a top 4 that goes straight into the main final. And after the semifinals, the 6 drivers in both of the semifinal A and the semifinal B, the 6 drivers that don't make it into the main final from both of those races go into a last chance qualifier, and the winner takes the final 11th spot on the grid in the main final. Balestre with a 15.414 projected time. 4:15 for Grosskamp. Tony Gruber now coming up into the third spot. 14.401. Did Alex make a mistake somewhere? 14.403 is his pace. He's dropped down the order quite a bit. See if we can follow another car if we have not swapped already. Jim, there we go. I think that's Alex Thurston, one of the most easily recognizable cars in this qualifier. He's on his last lap. Balestre and Grosskamp just about to cross. Balestre with a 15.414. Grosskamp with a 15.415. So that solidifies Dario's TQ pole position overall. TQ in this round and pole position overall. So that is Dario. And there is one more round of qualifying to go. I don't think anybody has it I don't think it's mathematically possible for anyone else to take it. So we're going to go ahead and call Dario for the overall pole position. And it looks like it's going to be Yillis for second. Who's going to have third? At the moment, it's... we'll go to the ranking list on MyRCM and see if the computer has already updated itself. It has. So, after 3 rounds, Dario with 0 points. Yillis Grosskamp on 6. Thurston and Gruber tied on points, but on countback, Thurston takes it with a third, and a fifth, whereas Gruber has a third, a fourth, and a fourth. And then we've got Milan Holthius from Group 5, Carmine Raiola, Quentin LaRue, Thomas Guillon, Leon Furman, and Raul Amela de Celis. And that is the top 10 at the moment. Stefan Strasser in 12th place. We've been following him. Alexandre Cazal, Bryce Turco, Michael Derderian, Jean-Marie Glorenic. That is the remainder of the top 15. But Balestre takes it. However, we did see last year he took pole position. And for the final, he was able to watch and commentate with us on the Super Pole, which we do not have again this year, just as a reminder. We have a last chance qualifier, has replaced the Super Pole. So, top 4 after qualifying is complete go straight into the main final. Lino Giaquinto says Dario has another job. Yes, he does. Mr. Cool Stuff RC says, good day from Australia. Good day. Lots of Italians in the chat commenting on, I assume it's the EFRA Facebook page. Thank you very much. Forza a tutti gli italiani. Definitely. Thank you, everyone from Italy, Italia, Sicilia. Come stai? Buongiorno. Salve. Hello, hello, hello. So, back to the racing. 4th round of qualifying underway now. Heat 1 out on track. We've got Vasilis Lekaris, Karol Krijic, Katka Vasakova, Doruk Turke, Omer Sahin, Gunter Reitbauer, Robert Harley, Super Bob, Haluk Soyoruk, Ali Khan Callis, Xavier Robuter, and Michael Katzmeyer. You're qualifying for Heat 1. So warm-up period is nearly finished. Just a couple of minutes of warm-up for everybody. Everybody gets the same amount of warm-up. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing many of these faces and drivers at the 1/8 IC Track Euros in La Corotondo, where I will be once again. Very happy to see everybody on the track. All the cars have been released from the pit lane. Goes see the mechanics refueling. Time has just started. The hooter, as the official rulebook calls it. So pick a car, any car, Jim. It's anyone you like. If you're able to see any numbers, let's see if we can find car 4. But if you can't, it's okay. Car 4 is Super Bob. Super Bob, one of the stalwarts of the class, of the Nitro classes. Used to be a rep for BRCA, and he's been running Nitro for much longer than I've been with RCTV. Comes out to these European races and has a good time. I believe that's Super Bob. I think that's a 4. I'm pretty sure that's him, according to the timing that's just popped up. So Roberteur forecasted for 12 laps in 4 flat. If you can go just a tiny bit faster, you can be forecast for 13. Bob moving up to 5th place. Battling with Sahin and Callis on the virtual clock. I say virtual because it's a rolling clock, as we call it in racing. They're not actually battling head-to-head, so the referees like to call basically the verbal blue flags for people. If a faster car is coming up on someone, you can find another car, Jim. That'll do. Nice race paint on that one. Green, yellow, and white. Let's see which car that is. It comes across. So we got next tip. It's right Bauer ahead of him. And that's... Oh, this is Katya Vasakova. One of our only lady racers. I think possibly the only lady racer that we've got here. I'd say lady racer. I was just... You know, I'm sure she's a lady. She's a young woman racing here with us. I think here with her partner or boyfriend, or I don't know, not sure, but Team Czech Republic. Actually, I can ask Max Gotzel, because he's the Czech Republic team manager. Max was in the booth with us earlier. We're hoping to get Mr. Nick Brown, Nicola Marone out here to talk with us about his lens bodies. He's also, Mr. Hot Race, the tire supplier for the weekend. So all these cars running on a spec or handout tire. Up to 8 sets of tires allowed for everybody. And then if the round is declared a wet race, everyone's allowed to use basically any wet tire that they wish. Ooh, we've got the yellow car stuck in the grass. Of course, on foam tires, these cars are essentially slicks. Absolutely zero traction in dirt and grass. Traction's much better now than it was in the first round. We saw a lot of sliding and tail whipping. So cars are finishing. Karol Krajicek, the other Czech Republic racer, finishing, well, about to finish. There he goes. Finishing with 13 laps in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. That's the best result now. Super Bob finishing with 11 laps in 4:02. So this is the last round of qualifying for the day. And there's our finishing order, the official results. Lekaris and Katzmeyer not starting this one. We've had, at the sharp end of the proceedings, as we saw in the last Group 6, we had Dario Balestre taking the TQ honors in qualifying round 1, round 2, and round 3. And Jelits Grosskamp taking second in all 3 of those. Alex Thurston taking third in 2 of those and fourth in the other. And Tony Gruber taking a 4, 4, and a 3. So that is basically our qualifying order at the moment. Thurston and Gruber are actually tied on points, but on countback, which is the best results, just the tiebreaker, basically. Thurston is currently third qualifier, but if we were to end qualifying right now, we would have those 4 would be the top 4 of the main final, which we hope to have on Saturday, but we will just have to see. So here's our runners and riders for Heat 2. The second group of racers out on track. Looks like we haven't had a check-in yet from Lionel Huppert, or Huppert. I only say that because he's French, so I'm just trying. But we've got Daniel Rosenmeyer, Marcus Groder, Mert Koroglu, Roland Frankhauser, Lionel Huppert, Thomas Notte, Eunice Son, Jules Kurgendoof, Franz Engel, and Nathan DeMarco. So 2 minutes to go. It looks like it's 3 minutes between races. I haven't really kept track of that. So once again, you are watching the EFRA 110th IC Track European Championships 2024 from Model Club Thionvillois in Thionville in France, just south of the Luxembourg border, about an hour south of Luxembourg City itself. EFRA is the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles. Check out EFRA.ws for a complete list of all of the European Championships coming up, whether they are Grand Prix Series events, 40-plus events, or these, which are the big events, the European Championships. There's all the details there, and news and all sorts of things, all sorts of information, informative news items on there. We want to thank EFRA and also to X-Ray Lens Bodies and RCXX.shop for providing the sponsorship for the race, allowing us to bring this to you around the world free of charge on YouTube and Facebook. So you might be watching us on the EFRA Facebook page. You might be watching us on the RC Racing TV YouTube channel. It doesn't matter. We're just happy to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you are able to, just pop a hello in the chat. Say hi and greet your fellow race fans and RC hobbyists and fellow RC nerds out there in the YouTube and Facebookiverse. So cars have been refueled and they are back out. Time is counting down. Time has started. Pick a car, any car, Jim. There we go. That's a good one. Always run your race paint, yellow and blue machine. We won't know who it is until they come across for the second lap. That's just starting their lap. You can see the clock keeps resetting as the cars come across to start their first laps. Ooh, nice save there. Catching the inside wheel. That might work on a full-size WRC car. Doing the hook in. Let's see who this is. It is Fankhauser, I believe. Very rapidly followed by another couple of cars. Ooh, caught up with that white car. These two blue cars, much, much faster than Fankhauser. That's Rosemeyer and Sahin. And we're on the Fankhauser car. Let's follow, move forward one car, Jim, to the blue and white car that's ahead. Way, way, way ahead. There we go, that's the one. Going through that super tight chicane. The Model Club Thionvillois track used to be a tri-oval, and then they, looks like they basically added the infield, and it's a sort of a multi-level infield as well. You can't really tell, but there are dips and rises and things to upset the cars. You can see just there. Catching our cameraman Jim out. That's what happens when cars crash when you don't expect them to. It's the first time I've seen someone do that in that corner. It was a bit weird. I think this is the car 1 of DeMarco. Or, I might be wrong. Absolutely cannot see the number. Someone getting shouted at on the rostrum by other drivers, not the referee. I want to say it's a 1 of DeMarco. It is a 1. You can see it much better there. I think Jim will agree that large-scale off-road cars are much, much easier to follow. See him nodding. Whoa! A little slide there. Got a little Francois drift coming off the line. You see what the grip is like. Of course, the track basically has just been green every time they go out. Has improved. The track's gotten very, very dry. But in addition to the Oggi Nuvoloso, cloudy days, we've had lots of rain, which I can't remember the Italian word of. I need to catch up with my Italian. But so it's basically washed away all the traction and oil that gets built up. There's no tire rubber that gets built up like on off-road tracks or even touring car tracks. Because the tires are rubber, basically there's it kind of relies on the nitro fuel, the oil from the nitro fuel and exhaust laying down grip, and weirdly that's just how it works. But then when the rain comes, it washes away all that oil. Rosenmeyer, Notte, Engel, DeMarco is our current running order. Huppert never did start. Got a DNS on this one. Around the Omega, and looks like this is going to be the last. Is he running out? Just got passed there by that brighter blue car. And that is a finish for, well, everyone that we've been following. There are cars finishing behind these on track. And there we go. That was the car 0 of Rosenmeyer. And looks like Kurguida missed out on getting a lap, flaming out somewhere, or maybe running out of fuel, which is a bit odd. Maybe they refueled too early before they went out at the end of the warm-up period. So Karam81 in the chat saying, hello from Turkey. Good luck to all teams and greetings and all the best to our Turkish teammates racing now. So yes, definitely, very much. There's a very large, a good size group of racers from Turkey. Hi from Manila, Frank. That's Joseph Evaristo. I'm sure I've talked to you before. Yes, either on the chat or so. Yes, hello. Hello to Manila and all in the Philippines. Hi from Spain, says Maxi Diaz. Thanks for the coverage. Thank you for joining us, Maxi. Kang Soon Heng says, hi, watching from Singapore. Hello to Singapore. This is amazing. That's really good. Thank you, everyone who's joining us from no matter where you are in the world. I know we actually have some people watching us in the pits as well, as we usually do, to be honest. But it's great to see that and hear from you all. And Mette Salman says, please follow car number 4, the blue and white. I'm hoping you mean in this race coming up now, which is Group 3. Car 4 would be Raiskov. Car 4 in the previous run was, I'm not sure who that was. I do apologize if we missed them. But if you do want to get your follow requests in, please go ahead. Feel free to. But give us a little bit of time. Try to give us at least one heat's worth of warning before you, so we make sure that we try to catch the follow requests. Of course, our RCTV heroes do get priority follow requests, which is another great perk of being an RCTV hero. If you want to know more about that, hit the join button on the RCTV YouTube channel, and you'll find out all you need to know about being an RCTV hero. One of the really cool things about it is that you get a 10% discount anytime you want. Well, it's a one-time only discount, but anytime you want on RC Racing TV merch on rcracingtv.com. However, for you, just for you guys that are listening, you can go to RC Racing TV right now and use the code 10ICTC. That's the numbers 10 and all caps ICTC, as in that's what this race is, the 10th ICTC. And that will give you a 10% discount on any RC Racing TV merchandise. So do check that out. We'll have some really cool stuff. We have the RC, the Pit Lane Hot Sauce shirt, which is really cool. Lots of fans of that. We have the flame style and the label style. We have some new fitted black RCTV hats, which are really cool. We have the trucker hat, which I'm wearing now because, you know, it's kind of warm. And we have lots of cool stuff. We have rain jackets, hoodies, all sorts of stuff. So do check that out. And also check out our sponsors, X-Ray, Lens Bodies, and RCXX.shop. Do check them out. And drop them a message. Tell them that you appreciate the sponsorship of the live broadcast for you, because we are able to bring this to you for free, no matter where you are in the world. So warm-up period is nearly finished. And we've got Teddy Vandal, Christoph Siloff, Nicholas Talek, Peter De Silva, Aurelon Vicon, Klaus Reiskov, Henrik Eilers, Patrick Fankhauser, and Dennis Weihert, all checked in and ready to go. I think we missed one of these guys last time around. But everyone is checked in this time, which is great. We don't like to see racers missing their heat with a DNS or did not start. So 30 seconds to go. Everyone is in the pits, as you can see. And it's starting to get released. These cars only hold about 4.5 or 5 minutes of fuel, depending on how heavy you are on the throttle. I'm getting let out. This is heat 3 of 6. qualifying round 4. So we're hoping to, well, I mean, to be honest, tomorrow we don't really know what the qualifying will bring us, whether we're going to have another round or 2. Ideally, we have at least 5 rounds of qualifying. That way we have, it's very easy with odd numbers to have tiebreakers. But at the moment, even if we did have 5 rounds of qualifying, Dario Balestre would own the pole position because he's got 3 TQ finishes already of the 3 rounds that have been completed so far. Jonas Groskamp sitting in 2nd, Alex Thurston at the moment in 3rd, but actually tied on points with Tony Gruber, our reigning current European champion in this class. He ran a very smart race, very tough race last year against Balestre at the Giardini Naxos World Track in Sicily. So lovely, lovely track, beautiful track. And as I was saying, in the shadow of Mount Etna, so we literally had Mount Etna spewing away in the background. Lovely location, and I hope to go back there again very soon. And I'm told we will be for the Worlds. So let's see if we can spot the car number 4. I'll see if I can find a blue and white car. It's the next one coming down the straight. I'm not sure if it's the 4, though. I think it's the 7. I do think we missed the car 4 in the last group. So we do apologize for that. So Weihert, Fenkhauser, Vandal, Eilers all battling for that top position. You see the top 4 spots all swapping around as they come across the line. Fenkhauser currently forecasted for a 14-lap run in 4 minutes and 17 seconds. So he's, well, now Weihert has just popped up with the same exact time. Eilers on a 14.4.18. So I think it's going to actually be between Siloff and Vandal in the end. But we'll see how that works out. Obviously, we're still just over halfway through. So relatively early on, these guys doing lap times of about 18.5 seconds, roughly. A couple dipping into the 17-second mark. But roughly anywhere from 17.8 to 18.5 seconds. Fenkhauser, Siloff battling away. Oh, I could do with another espresso from Mr. Ialasi. Sabrina, if you're listening, please tell Daniele to bring me an espresso, and I'll mention his engines on the live broadcast here. So Fenkhauser, Weihert, Siloff still battling over that top spot. And we've got Vandal, Vicone, Reiskov, Talek, and De Silva. Everyone running, 9 cars out of 9. Vandal is just across the line to finish in 13.4 flat. 13.4 flat as well for Eilers. Let's see what Weihert's able to do. He's able to get 14. I think he did. Yes, he did. 14 laps in 4.18. Great. Last lap of 18.263, and his absolute time was 4 minutes 18.220. That's how close it was. He crossed the line to start his last lap with 0.04 of a second remaining on his race clock, and that allowed him to get 14-lap run. Fabulous job. Good job, Dennis. Talek looks like flame out on the final lap. Flame out or crash. So look how close that was. Two other racers, Siloff and Vandal, finishing 13-4 flat. So it was a very, very close run indeed. So great job to Dennis there. And the timing refreshes for the next group to come out. Heat 4. So thank you once again, as you've just seen, to one of our fabulous broadcast sponsors, Team X-Ray, Uri Hoodie, out on track actually right now, and assisted quite ably by Max Gotzel from Czech Republic. Max is his mechanic. Uri loving the Nitro on-road class. This is just the warm-up. That's why there's no countdown going. But everyone is checked in, as you can see from the yellow numbers. And that's Max down there. Actually, that's Uri's car. That number 6 car, Jim, is we should follow that one. Next, we haven't really followed Uri's car all that much. But when we're going, and there's Mr. Lens Bodies himself, Nicola Marone, Mr. Nick Brown. He's just squatted down to pick up that car 5 of Spiniello. That's Mario, who's sat next to Nicola's pit spot. Nicola here. Mechanicking for the X-Ray driver, Mario. So the warm-up period almost starting to come to a finish. We've got about a minute and 10 seconds or so left. So you can see the cars starting to come in for their last pit stop. Mechanics all on the lookout for their car to come in. Refueling off of the driving line. You hear the very hot engines that as they're coming into the pit. That's Uri, one of the last to come in. A quick tweak of the top end needle, and then a splash of fuel. So, there we go. He's out. So, I think that is Uri there that we're on. Oh, and into the grass. It's okay. His clock hasn't started. You okay, Jim? Let's see where Uri is. I think that's him there. The car 6. I think that's a 6. Nice big screen here. It's probably the biggest program out this screen that we've ever had. But still quite hard to see the numbers. So here he is, Mr. Hootie himself. I asked him where Bruno and Martin and Mario and everybody's at. There's so many races that X-Ray take part in. The X-Ray team and designers and all the sponsored racers. Of course, Uri, as the head of company, I'm sure he's got a pretty good sponsorship package. He's the only sort of factory representation here. Of course, there is Mario Spiniello, who is another car we should follow as well, actually. The car number 5. I'll see when he crosses the line. He's just about to cross the line now. So he's, I think he's the yellow car behind, coming through the arrowhead. That one there, Jim. That one there. I think that is Mario. I think that's the car 5. Oh, no, that's Strasser. But the car behind... No, it's not Strasser. No, I think we were on the right car before, Jim. Or unless you're absolutely certain that it's car 5. I don't even see a number on it. We're following Candleheart at the moment, I think. And stay with Candleheart because we haven't really followed him around. Spaniello is now just about to go into the chicane around the arrowhead. No. So I'm just looking for car 7 of Spanbruckner, I think, is the white car coming through, just about to go on the main straight now. So 2 cars ahead. The white car going through the chicane, I think that is the car 7. I may be wrong. If it's not this one, it's going to be the one forward, I think. But I think this is the 7. As far as I can tell, that's the 7. This is racing buddy Werner Spanbruckner from Austria. Going around the arrowhead, through the banked corner, and around the hairpin just now into the final chicane. Can't really straight line that. It's impossible to straight line it. The other chicane is technically possible to straight line, but would be very, very difficult. And I think we're going to see a lot of racing action there over the weekend when these guys are in the final and racing heads up. So at the moment, Stefan Strasser leading this one, Maxime Legay, then Candleheart, Glorenik, Landre, Spanbruckner, who we're following. Spiniello is already finished, and then Hootie Pelwat pulled off after just a couple laps. So Stefan Strasser taking this one with 14 laps and 17.656. So everyone's being called into the pits, and then we've got a few more minutes of warm-up. So there's our finishing order. 2 drivers on 14.410. That's pretty tight. Very, very tight. Let's hear from Lens Bodies. Oh, it's my fault. It's okay. That was my fault, Jim. I've been yapping and yapping away, and I forgot to turn my mic on. It's okay. Yeah. So anyway, what I was saying, in the deafening silence, was that we've got Balestre is a dead cert for TQ. If you can find car 4, Jim, assuming you can hear me, find car 4. That's Holthius, who's going to be probably the lead guy out of this one, out of this group. And then we've got Furman and LaRue. That's cars 6 and 3. So those are the 3 drivers that we're going to concentrate on this one. 4, 6, and 3. Not necessarily in that order, but those are the cars. And so, like I was saying, we've got Balestre is definitely TQ. Whether or not he takes a TQ in this round, he is certainly starting pole position tomorrow in the final, or tomorrow whenever the final is. He's starting in the top spot. Yolis Grosskamp almost certainly going to start second. He's got 3 second-place finishes. Thurston has 2 thirds and a 5th. Gruber has a 3rd, a 4th, and a 4th. So they are tied on points, but Thurston has more third-place finishes than Gruber. That is the tiebreak, so he is technically ahead. So those are your top 4. Balestre, Grosskamp, Thurston, and Gruber. So if it finishes right now, that is your top 4 for the main final. Then we have Holthius in this group right now. Raiola, who's in the next group, the fastest group. Then LaRue and Grayon are 7th and 8th qualifier at the moment, and they are also in this run. So I think we're on, what's your finger? We are on Holthius, I think, at the moment, the car 4. But we're also going to follow cars 6 and 3. If we can swap to the 3, just find LaRue. And LaRue currently running 3rd. Holthius currently running 2nd. Furman currently running 1st, as you can see on the timing there. Good laps for the last time around for Furman and Holthius, running 16-second laps, but following up with slower laps, just barely. Furman is on the cusp of a 15-lap run. He's got a forecasted for 401, sorry. Holthius is forecasted for a 402. LaRue forecasted for a 14404. So I think this is going to be between Holthius and Furman in this one. And there's a slim chance Holthius is finished. So that ends that speculation. Sorry, I hadn't been looking at the time. I was just looking at their forecast time. But 14 laps in 401 is pretty good, with a best time of 16.992. So that the proverbial cat amongst the pigeon, not really happening there just yet. But Holthius, he's certainly going to be in the running, maybe. We'll see how it works out between him and Gruber with the overall times from this run. So, while the next group is waiting to come out, as you can see in the pits there, we're just going to hear from Team X-Ray. So, interestingly, now this is Heat 5. No, it's Heat 6. It's definitely Heat 6 because I'm confused because just under our timing graphic there, that's Dario Balestre. He's not even running in the final run. So, yeah, there we go. But there are runners and riders in this one. We got Tilo Diekman, Basil Concialdi, Bryce Turco, Alex Thurston, Carmine Raiola, Tony Gruber, Kevin Raskin, and Yillis Grosskamp. And as you can see on screen right now, that's Dario Balestre. So he's getting ready for his top qualifier interview, I'm sure. Geeing himself up. Well, everyone else has checked in. 9 drivers in this one, but only 8 on track because, as I said, Dario's not running. Vito De Cola saying, Dopo inquadrate cammina Raiola. I don't know what inquadrate means. Dennis Verhoeven saying, Lekker Milan. So thank you everybody to the chat. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to our sponsors, X-Ray Lens Buddies and RCXX Shop. Thank you to EFRA for having us here to bring this coverage to you. EFRA is the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles. And we are RC Racing TV. RCTV bringing you the EFRA 1/10 IC Track European Championships for 2024. And drivers out on track now, still just finishing their warm-up runs. And 1 minute left to go. And again, you can still see Dario out there. It's not like he's rushing around to do anything. He's he feels he's done for the day. And you know, essentially he is. He's not just TQ, he's pole position for the whole event. Stood there next to Nicola Morone and his several other Infinity team members. You see all the refueling happening. Final tweaks to the engine settings. These are 2-stroke high revving, very highly tuned 2-stroke engines running on nitromethane fuel. See Alex Thurston out there. And cars, pretty much all of them have left the pit now. We go back to our moving camera. So, who to watch here? Let's follow car number 4, if we can, of Tony Gruber. I don't think, let me see what car he's running. I want to say he's the orange car, but I'm not sure. Unless Jim's already spotted him. I think this is Gruber. That is Gruber, yes. So you can see there's a little bit of a delay as it costs the timing loop at the start of the straight, which you'll see just there. Just the paint's been worn away a bit, but that is the timing loop, I think. Gruber taking it to the top ahead of Grosskamp. So Gruber, you know, find out what he's done with his settings. Grosskamp just ahead of Gruber, who we're following. We'll stay with Gruber because it's kind of on him to take third position away from Thurston, who's running 8th at the moment, which is very surprising. Thurston forecasted for 14.407 at the moment. Gruber forecasted for 15.414. That's the first time he's been in the 15-lap region. So he's actually running just very slightly ahead of Elis, just by about a second, which is about the lead that Balestri has had all day on Elis. Gruber, of course, running a Capricorn. Just like Thurston. But they're not pitting together. They're probably sharing some setup help. Of course, they are competitors, basically, really. Balestri and Raiola and Grosskamp all running Infinity. All running different engines, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to have a look at what Raiola is running as far as engine. He might be running max power because he's pitting across from Massimo from max power. And max power is what Dario is running. Grosskamp and Gruber swapping spots every time they cross the line. So Gruber, Grosskamp, Gruber, and they are just swapping spots as we go along. 15 laps for 13 for Gruber, 15 laps for 14 for Grosskamp. Thurston popping up into third, but then very quickly get knocked down by Raskin and Raiola. Raiola, this is the fastest we've seen him. 14.401. He's on the cusp of a 15-lap run. Then Thurston comes along and takes it off him. But Thurston is on a 14.404 pace, the same as Raskin. So Gruber, Grosskamp, Thurston. Now Raiola, Raskin, Thurston. Grosskamp comes along, and then immediately Gruber takes it off him. So Thurston has now finished. So he's stuck on a 14.404. Raiola takes it off him. So Thurston finishes fourth. Grosskamp, then Gruber. Has Gruber flamed out? Gruber flamed. He didn't finish. He ends on a 14-lap run. Grosskamp takes that one with a 15.414. Gruber finishes on 14. What happened to Gruber? We missed that one. And that is Gruber's car there. And there's our official finishing order. 15 laps for Grosskamp, 14 for Gruber, 14 for Raiola and Thurston. And we do have a bit of an update here because I think, I didn't have any time to confirm it, but I do believe we're going straight into a 5th round of qualifying. So, I haven't had any time to confirm this, but just go to a very quick advert break, and I'll try to find out. Okay, so a couple of updates for you. Yes, we are doing a 5th round of qualifying. So that will be all of the qualifying, all of the official qualifying. We will finish that today. So stick with us for another hour or so, people. So extra free bonus qualifying. So we are off. So that changes nothing for Dario, even though he, whether or not he thought he was done for the day or not. He's still, even out of 3 rounds, even out of 5 rounds, he still has 3 zeros, so he's fine. And the reason why I mention that is because of the whole weather and rain situation. We weren't sure. We really don't know what is happening tomorrow as far as the schedule. So if you are still with us, thank you very much for joining. And make sure that no matter what platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it is on YouTube, and whether it's RCTV or EFRA, make sure that you follow the Facebook page or subscribe to the channel so you get notifications as soon as we are live and ready to go. So one more round of qualifying makes 5 total rounds. So another chance for everybody to put in their follow requests. Please do that in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's see, we've got nearly everybody checked in on this one. 9 out of 11 drivers. Don't forget, if you are in the chat, I will put a the discount code for the weekend. Do check out rcracingtv.com and use the code 10ICTC, all caps, to get 10% off anything on the RC Racing TV store. So drivers coming into the pits for their last bit of tuning and bit of refuel. Nicely laid out pit lane, very solid pit walls. So time is counting down now. Still a couple drivers haven't checked in, but looks like they're not going to, basically. So we can see the time has full. No, it keeps resetting as the drivers who haven't crossed the line already to start their time. Time keeps resetting. So the first cars, I think, is this group of cars. Yes, so these cars here. Once again, for the last time of the day, we've got Super Bob out there. We've got Krajicek, Reitbauer, Sahin, Vasakova, Raboteur, Sayurik, Kallis, Lekaris, Turkey, and Katzmeyer. Lots of support for lots of support for the Turkish racers here. We have a pretty good sized group of Turkish racers, which is great to see. And we have Mirat Kaya in the chat saying Omer Sahin is the best. So I'll let you screenshot that and send it to Omer. Definitely president of the Omer Sahin fan club. Karol Krajicek from Czech Republic on a 13 lap in 4:09 pace. We've got Reitbauer, Sayurik, Raboteur popped up into the second. Yeah, let's follow the next car along, Jim. Or a different car, yeah. 2.5 minutes left in this one. It's the final qualifying round of the day, final qualifying round of the event. So top group includes all the world famous drivers, world champions, European champions, and many, many more. Tony Gruber in that last one, actually, it's a good time to check here. Out of luck and out of fuel, I think. I don't want the heat arrangement, so let's... I want the ranking list for Quali. We'll see what that does to his overall so far. Dario, of course, unmoved. Yillis improving with his round TQ of 0 points. So now he has a 0, a 2, and a 2. Dario Bellestri with a 0, 0, 0. That's so 3 best results out of 5. So no one can beat Dario for pole position. Yillis with 2. Tony Gruber actually taking 3rd overall with a 2, a 3, and a 4. And he's ahead on points of Alex Thurston, who has a 3rd, a 3rd, and a 5th result. Then we've got Carmine Raiola in 5th overall at the moment with a 3rd finish, a 5th, and a 6th. Then we have LaRue, Holtius, Raskin, Concialdi, who's popped up into the top 10 for the first time, I believe, and Furman. So Tilo Diekman is close to the bubble, just behind Thomas Guillon in 11th. But Balestre going to enjoy pole position as someone is stuck in the grass there. That's very unfortunate if they were on a live lap. Who might that have been? That would have been Xavier Robertier. Yeah. Non-running engine. So even though he didn't finish and get that 15-lap run, Tony Gruber now in 3rd. Again, he did start 2nd last year's European Championships in Sicily. And after just a couple of minor spots of trouble for Dario in the final, 45-minute final, remember, Tony Gruber ended up taking it. So Tony is the current and reigning European champion. So in this race, we've got Thomas Notte, Yunus Sahin, Jules Kurguida, Franz Engel, Nathan DeMarco, Daniel Rosenmeyer, Marcus Groder, Mert Koroglu, Roland Fankhauser, and Lionel Huppert. So we'll let these guys come out of the pit lane as we hear from one of our amazing and very generous and helpful sponsors. So Lens Body is one of our fabulous sponsors, and you can see Mr. Nicola Moroni in that little bit there. Also want to thank X-Ray and RCXX Shop. For bringing you this, helping us bring you this coverage for free. If you operate any brands, RC, feel free to drop us a line at hello@rcracingtv.com, and we will be happy to let you know our sponsorship arrangements. So final round of qualifying for everyone here. Once again, thank you very much for joining us and being part of our coverage today. If you're able to, drop us a message on whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's EFRA or RC Racing TV or Facebook or YouTube, either one. Any of them will do. Just say hello. You don't have to, but you can. Nice and bright and sunny today. Look at that. Well, I shouldn't say today. I should say right now, at the moment, nice and bright and sunny. Very, well, no, I wouldn't say very heavy rain, but definitely steady rain for the first couple of hours we were here. It did clear up. We were trying to get the first round of qualifying in before the lunch break. The club is required to stop running between the hours of 12 and 2 p.m. And we finally did get going at 1:30. And so we had a round of qualifying yesterday. We started today with rounds 2, and then obviously 3 and 4 just finished. We're on the 5th round today, and looks like we're on schedule to start the finals tomorrow, lower finals. So just as a catch-up, Dario Balestre on pole for the main final tomorrow. Top 4 racers after qualifying goes straight into the main final. No more super pole. However, there is a last chance qualifier of 15 minutes And that is after the semifinals, because it's the top 6 racers. Or well, let me preface that. There's 6 racers from each semifinal who don't go into the main final, and all of those racers, so 12 racers total, will go into a last chance qualifier. Winner is the 11th racer on the main final grid. So all through today, we've had viewers from lots from Australia. We always have lots from Australia when we start. Of course, we're several hours behind Australian time, 7-8 hours or so, depending on where you're at. A little bump through the chicane there. That's going to be a source of much agony and heartbreak during the main finals, I'm sure. I think that's Rosenmeyer is that lead white and blue car. This car, not sure. Interesting color choice on the wing. This is Engel that we're following now. Ooh, got a bit of a body tuck there. So he was able to get rid of it. Most of the cars running center body posts just ahead of the front windscreen, because these bodies are quite thin. Very, very flexy. So the body designers, like Lens Bodies, our broadcast sponsor for the weekend, they put in these little shapes and arrows and little winglet designs and all sorts of things to help stiffen up the size of the body so it doesn't flap. And that is the race finish for Rosenmeyer and Engel, who we've been following. Kerr Guido, Note DeMarco is just finished. Groder, Sahin, Fankhauser, Koroglu, Huper not starting this one, but that is the finishing order there. So, next group is ready to come out. Looks like we're missing someone. Who's Marcus Groder is that weird missing spot. Don't know what's going on with his name. I think he's in this heat. Dennis Verhoeven saying again, Lekker Jillis. I think lekker means good luck, I'm assuming, in Dutch. So yes, thanks for popping a comment in in Facebook there, Dennis. Do appreciate you watching and dropping a comment. I'm sure Jillis appreciates the cheer as well. So heat 3, this is the approaching the halfway point. And there's our drivers who are in this one. Holthius, no, sorry. Vicoin, Reiskov, Eilers, Fankhauser, Weihert, Vandal, Silov, Talek, De Silva. So this is just warm-up period. That's why time hasn't started counting down. A few minutes of warm-up. 1 minute left to go. Weihert not checking in on this run. So let's see what else we can see. 30 seconds left to go. Mechanics in the pit, refueling, tweaking. No one wanted to start too late, but also don't want to start too early because you might run out of fuel. 3, 2, 1, and time has started. So we'll see the clock start to count down, but then reset as drivers cross the start line, which is just at the start of the main straight. Going through that tight chicane around the arrowhead, through the berm, around the Omega, and then the hairpin through the final chicane, and then crossing the start line there, down the main straight, doing about 110 kilometers an hour. And a very tight chicane that you could just about straight line if you're very, very careful and probably quite a bit lucky. So everyone's got a couple of laps in. Let's see who this actually is. It's not Weihert. It's either Fankhauser or Vandal. So let's stick with these two because Vandal is actually one that we haven't followed all that much. These two pretty much crossing the line astern. Around the hairpin. Making that chicane as straight as possible. I'm pretty sure the white and yellow car is Vandal. You see him visibly faster in more of the track than the white car. Vandal now taking the lead, then Fankhauser. So this is Vandal and Fankhauser. I think Vandal is in the lead on track, but of course everyone running their own clock, so it's a virtual lead. Vandal, then Fankhauser. So Fankhauser in the white and yellow. Trying to chase down Vandal down that main straight. Going very, very fast. This is where all you can do is, he's not, arguably, he's not that much faster than Vandal to have the referee tell Vandal to pull over. He's just not that fast enough. He's just marginally quicker. But he's a used Vandal is probably being, there he goes. So he lets him by now, and now sort of a reverse bit of pressure now. But no, Fankhauser's pulling away. He's ahead on track and ahead in the virtual cloud. Ooh, slide there. So let's see what that does. Probably lost a half a tenth. But oh, and Vandal makes a big mistake in the sweeper coming onto the main straight. So that is going to let Eilers by. You can see it on the timing as well. Let's drop back 2 cars to the orangey gray car. That one there, orange and blue. I'm pretty sure that's Eilers. Ooh, and hitting that middle chicane bit. Still ahead of Vandal, though, and that finishes the run for both Eilers and Vandal. So Fankhauser's still running. We'll stick with this car so we don't swerve around too much. But, yeah, Fankhauser is now done and taking that one with a 14 laps in 4:16. Then Eilers, Vandal, Siloff, Vicone, Weihert, Talek, Reiskov, and De Silva. There's our mechanics and cars in the pits waiting for the referee to say they can be released. You see Max Gotzel there, we spoke with earlier, and holding Uri Hootie's car. So we're now officially halfway through the 5th and final qualifying round here at the EFRA 110th IC Track European Championships. Brought to you by X-Ray Lens Bodies, RCXX Shop. We are RC Racing TV, and this is the European Championships for the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles from the Model Club Thionvillois in Thionville, France, just south of Luxembourg. So I want to thank everyone who's watching, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, EFRA, or RCTV. Thank you very much for watching and sticking with us. Forza Spiniello is coming at us from Giuseppe Napolitano. Thank you very much for letting us know you're cheering him on. So let us know. I'm going to imagine, Giuseppe, that you're watching us from Italy. If you are, let us know what area. And if you'll be joining us for our Le Corrotondo coverage from the 1/8 IC track European Championships later this year. It's not too far away. It seems to be getting closer and closer every time I think about it. So here we go. Fourth round of qualifying today for this group. We've got Spiniello, Kandelhart, Glorenik, Strasser, Legay, Landre, Pellois, Spanbruckner, and Hoody in this one. So let's see who we're trying to figure out who we're following here. I think this is Spiniello, car 5. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think. Right. Okay. So, sorry. Just looking at things around and stuff. Coming up on, who's he? Glorenik. So Spiniello doing fairly well, popping up into third, and as the cars come through, as we see in this style of qualifying, pushing him down a bit. Let's see what the pace is. Spiniello on pace for a 14.415. 14.409 for Stefan Strasser. It must be the beard, I swear. Kandahar, also from Austria. Spanbruckner, they're popping up into... Oh, Kandahar pops up into the lead, actually. Spanbruckner pops up into third. It's like Team Austria battle between these guys. Strasser, less than a minute now. Strasser looks like he's going to take this one again. Certainly, arguably, the faster driver in this group, which is group 4. So next group is about half of them are in the running to be fourth, maybe, well, fifth or sixth place in the in the overall qualification. So Stefan has finished now. Pellois is finished. And Spanbruckner pops up into fourth. So Kandahar actually takes that one. Strasser in second with a 14.409. Glorenik, Spanbruckner, Legay, Spiniello down to sixth overall in this group. And then we've got Hudi, Pellois, and Landre. Next group out is going to start of the really fast guys. Everyone's already pretty fast. But next group, we're going to see Leroux, Holtius, Ruskin, and Furman, and Concialdi, I believe. No, we don't have the names up yet, but there will be. I think that's Neo Lebascond from Switzerland saying hello. Hello, Neo. Hello, everyone from Australia, says BMX Man. Hello, BMX Man. How's the weather over there? Well, as you can see, we have actual hard shadows on the track now, which is nice. We haven't seen that for a little while, but it has been pretty dire to start the day, and then so yes, in this one we've got Amela Decelis Holtius, who's one of our faster guys in this one. Leroux, Diekman, and Guillon, also all fast. Furman, another one, and then we've got Kazao, who hasn't just crossed the line now, and then Derderian Briouat to round off the field. But there you go, there's the names on screen for you. Second to last group of drivers out on track, just coming up on 5 p.m. That's 1700 in 24-hour speak. In Europe, they just say it's 17, I guess. But yes, 5 p.m. So in about 10 minutes' time, we're going to know for sure who's going to be the top 4 drivers on the grid for the main final, which may or may not go off tomorrow. So we'll see. So while we're waiting for the warm-up period to wrap up, let's hear from one of our sponsors. So yes, thank you very much to X-Ray, all of Team X-Ray, looking pretty good out there. Lens Bodies as well. We've heard from them quite a bit today. Thank you very much to Nicola and all of the Lens Bodies team for allowing us to bring you this coverage of the EFRA 110 IC Track European Championships for 2024 live from Model Club Thionvillois in Thionville, France. So that is the Hooter started, and first cars are already starting to cross the line, start their first timed lap. And who is this green car? It's just come across. Well, we don't know yet because the time hasn't started. I think we followed this one before. I think it's the car 1 of Guyon. Yep, that is Guyon. So Holte is already with a very strong first lap. Normally we see him sort of languish in the middle and then build up his speed and pace. LaRue popping up in the top spot now. Kazao. It's going to be a bit of a fight in the start, but at the moment we've already got a couple of cars on very low 14.4 minute paces. So 14.402 for LaRue. Who else? 14.44 for Amela. Sorry, or is that Raul Amela de Chelis? I think, maybe. I'm not sure. But LaRue's still on the 14.404. So let's see if we can find that number 3 car out there somewhere. Can't remember the body paint for LaRue. Diekman popping up into 3rd, quickly taken over by Guyon. Derderian into 5th, then Amela de Chelis taking it over. LaRue and Holtius, looks like it's going to be a battle between them and Furman for the top spot, maybe? No, Holtius. LaRue looks like he's pretty happy in the top spot, meaning he's on a 15-lap pace. That's what that means. 15 laps in 4:16. So first of these drivers in this group to hit a 15-lap pace. So that's a development. We definitely need to find that car 3. I think we're on him now. No, this is Diekman, I think. LaRue's just crossed, so he's at the going into the chicane. He's one of these 2 cars going into the chicane now. He's either the blue and white or the orange that's going around the Omega just now. One of those is a 3 car. We need to be on them. I think this is LaRue now. So on a 15-lap pace, he's just dropped to a 14.4 flat, but a tiniest bit of improvement. Oh, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. 1 minute left. Still on the 14.4 flat. Around the Omega. Then the hairpin. Through the chicane. A better lap that time. 14.4 flat still. Around, ooh, that's got up on 2 wheels there. Now he's got lap traffic coming up, but the referees, shoo, that's not good. Around the Omega again, still has lap traffic ahead of him, taking an eye off the, whoa, that's a nasty one. LaRue finishes now 14.401, so a few quasi-slow laps there, but nearly had it. He was on pace for a 15-lap run. Everyone crossing the line to finish their last laps and then getting called into the pits. So it's LaRue, Holthius, Guilon, Diekman, Amela, Derderian, Kazau, Furman, and Briouat. That's the finishing order in this one. So Holthius, a rare one for him, not taking his qualifying group. I think he finished, at least in the first, well, when the group was low, I should say. The group was low and the track was cold. Holthius was quick. And now it's come to LaRue. So we'll see after this next group what that has done to the overall qualifying results, and we'll find out about that after a word from our sponsors. So once again, thank you very much to Lens Body's X-Ray and RCXX shop for allowing us to bring you for free coverage all weekend long, however long that weekend may be, from the EFRA 110th IC Track European Championships for 2024. So this is the final heat. So let's see who we should keep an eye on. So we've got Yilis Grosskamp, almost certainly going to take second. He might TQ, well, I mean, he'll probably TQ this round, but as the grip and the heat is coming to Tony Gruber, what is that going to do for him? He's currently third overall. Alex Thurston is currently fourth. Balestre has pole position sewn up. Raiola, LaRue, who we've just watched, Holthius, who we also, well, we didn't watch him directly, but he was in that last heat. Concialdi, Furman was also in that last heat. Concialdi is in this one. I don't think he's going to affect the top 4 spots, though. So we'll see what Gruber does in that orangey red number 4. But Yilis, if he takes another TQ for this one, he'll have a total of 2 points. And yeah, there's no way, even if Tony gets a 0, he's not going to take TQ off of Yilis. So Yilis is certainly going to be starting second. The battle is between Gruber and Thurston. So the purple and white car with the black wing is Alex Thurston. And then we've got Tony Gruber in the orangey red car, the number 4, who we're going to try to keep an eye on. And potentially Raiola might be able to do something. And he's in that car number 5. 5. So these cars out on their warm-up lap. So 30 seconds to go. Cars are in the pits getting refueled. And you can see Dario Balestre and Nicola Morone down there just underneath our timing graphics on the right side of the screen. Time has started. So this here, I believe, is going to be Tony Gruber in the car 4. We'll follow him for a couple of minutes and see what he can do. Lay down some fast laps, and we'll go to the live timing screen and see what these guys have to offer us. Gruber, the first one across, with a 16.767 lap time. I'm going to ignore the forecast for the first couple of minutes, basically, because it does change. But, however, he is forecasted for 15.411 after 2 laps. 14 flat now, 14.4 flat. So it's still very tight. It's difficult to get into that 15 lap pace. At the moment, Yillis is the only one doing it. But again, I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to stop talking about it, even though I'll keep mentioning it. Because it only really comes into effect. Most of these guys tend to speed up towards the end of the run. But then some of them, like Yillis and Tony, Concialdi up into 3rd. Tilo Diekman battling with him on the virtual clock. They are together on track, roughly. Groskamp and Yillis again running together, very close together. So see where Yillis is. Yillis is just ahead of Tony. So if we move one car forward to the white car, that'll be Yillis. I think. He might be the car behind that's also white, which is very confusing. But this might be Raiola. Who is this? It is Raiola. So we're on Raiola now. So this is one of the guys that we wanted to follow. This is Carmina Raiola from Italy. Around the hairpin. So this is actually pretty handy for us because we've got Raiola, Gruber, and Yillis all following each other on track. Raiola under a little bit of pressure, running 8th at the moment. Under a little bit of pressure to get a good starting spot for the semifinal, which will be coming up hopefully tomorrow sometime, and hopefully not in the wet. I dare say, Raiola's pulling away from Gruber on track, which has allowed him to move up a bit. I think our timing is frozen just a bit. So please, we do apologize. I don't know what's happening, but we're stuck on 1:59 remaining. I think it's the My RCM timing is frozen, but the track... Track time. Okay, no, it's come back. It's come back. So we've got a minute to go now. We lost it for about 50 seconds there. Groskamp, Gruber, Concialdi, Diekman, Raiola, Raskin, Thurston, and Turco. Thurston, again, when the heat's up and the grip has come up, he's losing a bit of pace there. Raiola battling for 3rd. Groskamp and Gruber battling for 1st. Groskamp the only one on a 15-lap pace now. 15.414. Concialdi, Diekman, Gruber all battling for 2nd. I think it's going to be overall going to be Raiola's just jumped up into 2nd. Gruber now down into 8th. Has he stopped? I don't think Gruber's running. Gruber is not running. Where is he? That's a crashed car, but that was Raiola, but that wasn't Gruber. Gruber's lost another one out. to flaming out. What has happened to Gruber? Yillis is going to take this one again. So that is a 2-point total qualifying run for Yillis. Concialdi taking second. Thurston somehow going from 8th up into 3rd right at the last. And Gruber, something has happened to him. We will try to find out, meaning I'll very, very delicately broach the subject to him and hope he's in the mood to talk about it. Okay, so yes, BMX Man, Lynn's body's looking good and looking even better as a sponsor of the stream for the weekend. So thank you very much to Nicola again, and also to Uri and all the team at X-Ray and RCXX Shop for providing our sponsorship. Just going to let our MyRCM timing for the ranking lists refresh, hopefully. It has not refreshed. Oh, no, it has refreshed. Okay, so hang on. Maybe it hasn't, because Yillis should have 2 zeros. Okay, it hasn't refreshed just yet, so I'm not sure if the timekeeper here has to push that to MyRCM. It does usually take a couple of minutes. But meanwhile, let's play a bit of our sponsors while we wait for the timing to update. Okay, so it looks like we do have the final qualifying results. Dario Balestre, as I've been saying pretty much all day, has taken the pole position and will be starting on pole position in the main final. 45 minutes. Don't know exactly when that's going to kick off, but it obviously subscribe and follow the channels to find out. Yillis Grosskamp on 4 points, taking second. In third place, Tony Gruber, still taking third, even after apparently flaming out and not sure what happened in that final run. Quentin LaRue overtaking Alex Thurston then for fourth. Then we have Thurston and then Milan Holthius in sixth place. Carmine Raiola, seventh. Thomas Guillon and Kevin Raskin in eighth and ninth. Concialdi taking 10th. Melvin Diekman and Leon Furman 11th and 12th. So we've got the top four of Balestre, Grosskamp, Gruber, and LaRue are our top four qualified racers. They go straight into the A final, into the main final. And then we have basically, I believe it's going to be 10 racers. Thurston, Holthius, Raiola, Guillon, Raskin, Concialdi, Diekman, Furman, De Celis, and Darian and Kazao. I believe those are the semi-final drivers. Every other one of those will be in the A, and the others will be in the B, if that makes any sense. So it goes 5, 7, 8, etc. will be 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15 will be in the A, and then the rest will be in the B semifinal. And the top 4 of those will be, or is it top 3 will be, I think. I'm getting this up by trying to explain everything all at once. But anyway, that's roughly your semifinal lineup. You can see that obviously will be on MyRCM for full and proper details. And that is it for today. So we'll be back. Please subscribe and follow to the YouTube channel or the Facebook page that you are viewing this content on. And that way you will be notified on your device or TV or whatever you're watching us on when we go live tomorrow, because we don't have a time at the moment that I'm aware of. So please do check that out. Pay attention to the social media channels for EFRA and RC Racing TV. We will be posting updates on there as we get them. And in the meantime, thank you for joining us today. We hope you have enjoyed the coverage and the racing that's been out there. And meanwhile, we will leave you with a word from our sponsors. Thank you very much to X-Ray Lens Bodies and RCXX Shop. We are RC Racing TV. My name is Frank McKinney, and on the camera has been Jim Little from Thionville for the EFRA 1/10 IC Track Euros for 2024.